me know what you think about this voice right here. Let me know what you think.
Video Game Podcast.
Welcome. Whether it's a beer or a shot, check out both right here, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage, cheers, and welcome once again to the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. We are your hosts, Al G857.
The Taunted Heart Stallion.
And your boy Sticks.
And we have a interesting show for you guys today because, as you can see here, it's just the three of us here in the house, in the Level 857 house studio.
Just three amigos.
Studio setup. We have Turbo 857 and Big Choco.
Yes.
Could not make it in today, unfortunately. Of course, as you know, with everything that's going on in the world today, they could not be here, but we're here for you.
Damn right we're here.
And Big Chalk isn't completely not here. He's just not physically in the studio. He is in the chat, though. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to hit him up, and he will answer that. That being said,
We quarantine, yo.
we quarantine, fam.
just real quick, I hope everybody out there is okay. If you want, you can let us know what's going on in your house or what's going on with you.
What are you doing?
What are you guys doing? What are you guys playing?
How you keep
Let
busy?
us know.
What you selling?
What are you buying?
What are you buying?
Who knows where that is from? Who knows? Say that shit in the chat. Just like every podcast, we talk about the games we've been playing, and we've actually missed a week, so we have a lot of games. At least I do.
Well, some of y'all.
I have a lot of games that I've been playing, and I picked up a
Nope.
lot of games too. So,
He said no.
so since I heard a no from Sticks, let's go ahead and start with you, sir.
Man, listen. I should be playing 1,000 things because we got nothing but time on our hands right now. And, we ain't got no work. So,
Yeah.
most people be at home right now.
Most people be
Most
at home.
people be at home.
That's right.
So, I mean, I've had a lot of games that I should be playing right now, but I'm stuck on one right now because I'm trying to beat it. So I'm playing Valkyria Chronicles 4.
That game's dope.
And it is a very long, drawn out game. It's a great game, but the missions take like hours upon hours every time you do one. And
In-depth battles going
you don't
on.
want to do 3 of those in a day. So, you gotta wean yourself off and not like push through the whole night. So pretty far, I think I have like two missions left, and then I'm finally done with that.
Yeah, you have two. Yeah, there's two
Yeah.
left. Yep.
So I want to do some like extra setup. So, just so I don't jump into the last battles and be underpowered.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I have more than just those two.
Yeah, I don't think when it comes to the not to obviously give anything away, but when
Yeah.
it comes to like the last battles, I don't think it really has anything to do with like see if you're powered up. It's a strategy thing.
Yeah. Right.
It's a strategy thing, and you're going to be on your toes a lot. Like you won't be able to relax in that last battle.
I didn't jump into it yet though, so I haven't even seen what it's like.
I can't wait for your reaction.
I'm gonna breeze through that, man.
Can't wait for your
no
reaction.
problem. There's gonna be no problem.
Well, you're still playing it, so that's
And besides that, which by the way, great game. But besides that, we've been playing some verses, so you'll see those on the channel. So we've
Yeah.
been playing those games also, catching up, getting some team battles going on.
yeah,
while we're all around.
yeah. Real quick, also we played the three of us here. Played Fight and Rage.
Yes.
Oh, we flew by that game.
Yeah, we did. It's actually gonna. I don't know if it's uploaded
got
to the
the-
channel yet.
Got a bad ending in there.
But there's several
There's
endings
multiple
that we
endings.
found. But we got actually no, we didn't get a bad ending.
No.
It was B. There's what is it? A, B, C, D. All the way
B for
to E.
bad.
Yeah, okay.
Now we almost got the best,
B for best.
but I think I know what we did in it. So we got to play that again, man. That was an awesome game. That was a fun game.
That was very fun.
Definitely, man.
That
I
was
would give it
better beat 'em ups
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we played.
And there was moves that I actually were discovering pretty late, pretty late into the stages.
Same.
I was like, wait, you could do this?
Same.
I'm like, oh my God. come
Same
on.
here. My character that I picked was the guy with the ox head or whatever.
Oh, the one just killed
The
people in
giant
2 hits.
Dude is freaking strong as hell.
Bones.
Strong.
I would tag somebody up with like this long convo. Alvin would come by.
yeah,
Bones.
one move. I'm like,
Fuck is
oh
that?
shit.
Like, I gotta do all this
No
shit.
problem.
But
Dope though.
Dope
watching
game.
that over, I was like, I didn't even tell it during the video we were playing. It was Hagar, it was
Guy.
and
Yeah.
you were Cody.
Yeah,
Like, we were
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Final Fight.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
And we didn't even reference that during the playthrough.
No.
I was like, look
Ninja
at the
Turtles a lot.
moves.
We
Yeah.
referenced
Ninja
Ninja
Turtles,
Turtles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of
references.
Every beat 'em up is in that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
But the fact that my punches and the combo I had was Guy,
Yeah.
and I was like, I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
The fist.
Yeah. And then you would definitely had Guy with the spin.
Yeah.
That's usually not my character. I don't usually pick the brawlers like that.
Mm.
But I had fun play. Like he was actually pretty fun. I mean, he was slow as shit, but
Cheating with the
You
points.
just
fucking
turn
strong.
people to bones.
Yeah, no, he's strong. So I think the balance was really well done.
The fact you can juggle people forever.
Got me ready for Streets of Rage 4.
Yes.
Got me ready.
No, that's a good.
Yes.
That's a good. What is it? An appetizer, I'd say. for-
If you're waiting, for Streets of Rage 4,
Yeah.
that's definitely something you should play.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I
Great.
mean, with all this time that we have, man, that we
Yeah.
here now.
Hey, you're stuck at home.
You
You
know,
might as
stuck
well
at
pick up some
home.
new things.
Mhm.
Play.
You know, we have a lot of games that we've been playing, man. But,
I've been wanting to get into Ori. Haven't gotten into it yet. I
Wow.
want to play Ori Will of
Well,
Wisps.
you got to go through Kunai.
I know. A lot of those games are similar. And I don't want to play them all at the same time.
Oh.
You know, a game. Well, I didn't say the games that I've been playing, but one game I didn't touch, and I just played like 5 minutes of it. Just to,
Games we haven't played.
yeah, that should be a whole fucking
that's a good-
topic already for a podcast.
What haven't you played? Well,
No, but I was looking at it, and I looked just for the hell of it. You know that website, How Long to Beat.
Yes.
You put the name of the game or whatever. I looked it up. It was Hollow Knight. I wanted to see how long it would take,
For 25 hours?
and it was
35.
Yeah, it was there. It was long. It was
Damn.
long. I was like, what the hell for a Metroidvania type game?
well,
So I was like,
Blasphemous was like 18.
Yeah.
That was, and that's, I left some things out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I was 80, I finished it on 86%.
Right.
So, yeah, that could be a 25.
Yeah, it's easily.
Easily
Most,
25.
For a
most
platform game,
Metroidvanias
that's
are like
long.
15 hours now.
Yeah.
It's long.
Yeah.
But what I got a few things on my list here. Got a few things.
Damn, you
Knocked
busting out the phone.
few days. Yeah, I had to write these down. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm
Oh,
never
yeah.
playing
Forget
that.
if I fucking-
I'm never playing that many at once. Never.
No, well, some of the stuff on here I beat.
Here's
So,
Drake popping out that phone, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read these lyrics. Let me stop. No, but the games I beat. Let's see here. Well, I didn't really beat this, but I got a trophy. I guess you can consider that beating it. It took me a long time to get this. It's Tetris 99. I got the all clear trophy, which you have to do 5 all clears, which basically means you have to clear the stage with no blocks.
Oh,
Like a
that's
perfect-
right.
It's
Yeah.
tough as hell
That's
to
right.
do. And I did it like, it was just like the perfect setup. I got the perfect pieces. It's such a crapshoot though, because I was trying to get this for the longest time, and I got 3. And I was like, I never got 3. And like
Wow.
all the Tetris games I own,
Never done.
I've maybe got 1 or 2, but I got 3. And once I got 3, I was like, are there any like trophies for this shit? And I looked, and it was a trophy. It said if you get 5, you get that trophy. And I just unlocked that one. And then there's another trophy, and I looked at it. It said 20. I'm like,
Oh,
this is
20.
this is like a 5-year plan to fucking get this
My
trophy. But
God.
it can be done. It can be done, but you have to play so much just to get that. It's crazy, man.
I mean, I guess if you focus on doing it,
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
be easier. If it's not just like an occurrence that just happens.
Yeah. Well, there's another trophy I'm going after, which you have to do 500 T-spins. T-spins is a it's
I've
tough
seen
to
those.
describe.
Yeah, yeah.
If you watch it, it's a tough. It's like a expert level thing to do. It's tough because
Yeah.
you have to have the perfect timing.
Yeah.
But I got up to, you have to do 500 of those, and I'm
Fuck
up
you.
to
500?
I'm up to 200 and fucking 220 something like that, something like that. And that took me a long time just to get.
That reminds me of those online achievements. Like, kill 1 million people or
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. I'm like, man, come on. That's not
was,
going to happen.
there was one you have to get first place, Tetris 99, first place like 20 times in a row.
In a row.
I'm
Come
like,
on, man.
That's like the grandmaster freaking.
That's
I
not
can't do that.
happening.
I
That's not
can't do
That's
that
like the
shit.
creator.
Yeah. I don't even think a creator.
Nah, I
freaking
probably
do
can't.
that.
Yeah.
In a row? Come
I
on,
don't
man.
think they could do that, man. I don't think. Oh, look at that. We got Turbo857 in the chat. What's going on?
What up, Turb?
What's up, sir?
Yo.
Other games I beat, Devil May Cry 5. I actually picked this up not too long ago. It was on sale. I believe I got it for like $18 or $19 or some shit
Not
on
bad.
sale.
Not bad.
And dope game. Really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Had a few gripes. It's not my favorite Devil May Cry. It's probably like out of like the top Devil May Cries, my top is DMC, the Ninja Theory version of the reboot. That one's my favorite. hands down. I beat that one twice. Very rarely do I play a game and beat it twice. That means I really like the game. I beat it for the 360, and then I bought it again for PS4, a definitive edition, and that thing is dope. But
Then what, 4 or 3?
huh?
What's the next favorite, 4 or 3?
Hold on a second.
Oh, did we freeze?
Yeah.
Oh,
looks
look,
like,
we frozen, y'all.
looks like we froze. Son.
I'm like, yo, looks like I'm staring at something on the computer for a hot minute.
Switch the camera angle back.
Okay.
I personally like either DMC or Devil May Cry 3 as my favorite one. 5 I liked a lot, but I think it was more. I think we're getting point to the series where it's like, all right, I could see what the graphics can do. I know, I see it. Yeah, everything looks great. Looks great, but there's just some things I'm just like, all right, it's cool. It's all right.
There we go. Oof.
The action, for some reason, the action I like better in 3 and DMC.
Really?
Yeah.
It was more
yeah.
seamless switching between things, and the moves I
Yes.
liked a little bit better.
And
And I think some of the new weapons were forced. Definitely.
biggest gripes I had with Devil May Cry 5, that character V. He's a character that. Listen, I understand when certain games, like developers, they make games that are action games and they make it story driven. I'm not a big fan of when they force you to use a particular character. I understand why they did that.
Yeah.
You know, because it goes with the story.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of that. The way they like just force you to use
His
it.
play style.
And his play style is just too fucking different. It didn't feel like I was playing I didn't feel like I was fighting. It's you have to play the game to understand what I'm talking about. For anybody out there who
It's
knows,
definitely different.
It's way different, and
Definitely
it's out there. I also wasn't a fan of the weapons as well. That's another big thing. My favorite weapon in Devil May Cry was the Trickster from Devil May Cry 3, which is the nunchucks that you use to fucking kill demons and stuff. I love the way they implemented that in 3. They kind of had it in this. They didn't call it the trick. They called it something else. I can't remember what it was called, but it just wasn't the same. And then Nero's character, he had some cool. No, I don't want to spoil it, but he has some moves that you have to pick up or purchase, and you can only. There's like a limited amount of times you can use them, like do the move.
It was kind of like a cool idea, but
like on paper it sounds cool. Execution was kind of just like, you know, because there were some cool moves. I was like, oh, this would be dope if you could. Nope,
Do it
I only
again.
have enough. I can only do it 3 times. So it added a little bit of strategy to it, but for a Devil May Cry game, it's a mindless freaking action game. You just want to start slashing and fighting. So I mean, doesn't take away from the game. I did enjoy it, but those are the 2 main gripes I had with the game. Everything else was pretty good. Oh, one last thing. It's a very, very small, stupid nitpicking thing, but the chick in the game, her voice did not match her character.
the chick that's selling stuff.
Oh,
selling
dude,
guns.
that voice, she had like a southern drawl,
No,
like
no,
down
don't.
south voice. It just did it, and it was just like forced.
Wasn't convincing.
It didn't match. Maybe in the Japanese version, they probably had a different. I don't know.
Also, not to continue talking about Devil May Cry,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
one of my gripes was they just force nudity. Like they just force. Oh, here goes the chick's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Here goes another
Yeah.
one's ass. Oh, she's naked. She has to be naked.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah,
everyone, she's naked. It's like, come on, man.
I mean, there's
It
some
was-
people out there that like that shit,
It's
but
forced.
It's
And
fan
yeah,
service.
It's like, come
It's
on.
fan
man.
service. Old school fan service, man.
It's like, Jesus
yeah,
Christ, man.
and cursing too. I
Go-
think they forced that too. A lot of it.
It's like, come on, man.
But
It's like I gotta play it soon.
yeah, right. The other game, it's an indie title. I mentioned it before that I was playing it. I finally beat it. It's called Serial Cleaner. It's an awesome game. Highly recommended for anybody who likes stealth type of game, but this is like a different take on it.
Every time you say that, I'm like, you're after me Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
Serial clean. He cleans Lucky Charm now.
That's the image I get every time.
The games I am playing currently, Owl Boy. I actually went back to that
Owl Boy.
fucking
That
dope
always look
game.
good.
I'm very close to beating that actually.
Really?
Very
You just
close to
started. You
beating
started
it.
like 3 days ago, right?
Yeah, but I put a lot of time into it, man. I put a lot of time. It's like a side-scrolling Zelda, if the best way I could describe it.
You act like you don't got to go to work.
Well, yeah. Doom Eternal. I got that at launch. That's. I can't say enough.
I heard
about
that was
the game.
trash.
Man,
yeah, right.
holy crap, man. Dope fucking game. A lot different. I was actually very impressed with how, like, I just to fuck around just to see the difference between the last, the reboot of Doom and then this new one. They changed a lot and actually looks better. I don't know how the fuck they pulled it off on the same hardware. And I have the OG PS4, so it's like, I don't know how they did it, but it looks fucking dope. The weapon system is dope. The more enemies, bigger fucking stages. One of the things that sold me that it had, when you hear something like a music or something, and it brings you back like a soundtrack. Yeah, they fucking and they started the game off with this shit in the intro. They fucking remixed the original Doom theme song.
Rock and roll shit.
Yes, and it's so fucking dope. I was like, oh man,
there's heavy metal in that, right?
It's heavy metal, but it's like the way they remixed it was like industrial, like Nine Inch Nails type of like.
Okay.
It was really well done, man. I was like, it got me so charged when I fucking heard that.
Everything about that game is all just energy.
Oh man, I think listen, it's a mindless shooter. It's great. I love it, man.
Anything else? That's it, right?
Somebody in the chat, I can't read the name. Half Blood.
He's blind.
Half Blood one says, "Stay."
He can't see.
Stay corona free. Yeah, my eyes are pretty bad. This thing is
Listen, we're 6 feet away, right?
Yeah,
That's like 3 feet away.
We're like 6.
True, man. We're all corona free as far as we know.
As
far as we know, we are corona
Just
free.
Heineken.
We thank you
right now.
And the shot of whatever that we haven't done yet.
Yeah. Corona can't survive this. No, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, stay safe.
Yeah,
wash your hands.
We gotta stay safe.
Stay home.
Stay
home.
Yeah, man.
And watch us.
Stay home, man.
Yeah. What else you gonna do, huh?
Right.
So what y'all want to talk about?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Got more games.
One last game, and I only played about 5 minutes before we started this podcast because I picked it up on the eShop of the Nintendo eShop for $2.
You're a game hoarder.
Oh my god! And I saw Mikey B's. He was going through the eShop down there,
Yeah,
and I was doing some editing, and I just looked up, and he was watching a trailer for a strategy game called. I forgot the name already. What the fuck is this thing called? Phantom Doctrine. Okay, this is a PC title. They ported it over to Switch. Doesn't run as good, but I looked up reviews and it got IGN gave it a 7.6 out of 10, which is good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And it's a strategy, kind of like an XCOM, like strategy or like a detective type of thing, and it's dope.
Like
it's
Mario Rabbids.
It's like it's almost like that, but it's also like there's stealth involved too, and you can go. It's weird. Like you go upstairs. Like I'm still getting used to the controller. Again, I played 5 minutes of it. It was pretty dope. I did the tutorial stage.
Got a 7.
I did the tutorial stage. There's a lot going on, but I had fun. I was like, oh, this is interesting, man. I can see myself.
I've heard of it.
I could see a 7.
I could see it. No, I could see it. I mean, it was obviously
7 is good. 7 is damn good.
Yeah,
not online, but it's supposed to be good.
Listen, for $2, dude.
For $2 fucking dollars.
For $2. For $2 fucking dollars. Come on. No, but for $2, I mean, hey, look, if you guys are watching this live right now and you're thinking about it, just look it up. It's for $2. It's worth it, man. It's worth it. And you got all the time in the world, man.
There's a lot of sales. Squirrel.
Squirrel. You ever heard about that squirrel?
Square Enix has some sales going on right now. So check them out if you want to pick up something good for cheap.
What are you playing, sir?
What am I playing? I gave that State of Decay 2 DLC a run.
Yeah?
I like it a lot. They remastered the graphics.
It looks better.
Yeah, you see it, right? Like it actually like the lighting and stuff. They did a pretty nice.
I mean, it's still State of Decay.
Yeah. No, they still got
it
that.
Ain't no Resident Evil look.
Yeah, exactly.
But it
probably
looks
the
better.
best running that you'll ever see.
Looks like a cleaned up Dreamcast.
Wow. The character models look better.
Yeah.
Okay.
By far.
And it's actually been fun. It's been a lot of fun playing it again because they added another map.
Okay.
So I got to explore another map.
I heard they added like farming and stuff. No.
Oh,
they added some they added some stuff for your base and stuff like that. Like a fireplace and shit. But I've never, delved too much into that shit. But no, it's pretty damn dope. Obviously, Smash Bros. Ultimate still trying to get my 8 characters and the 5 millions, which is fucking torture.
Right.
Because there's a lot of these cocksuckers online.
Relax.
Sorry. Just my blood pressure just went up. This is crazy. And I just started.
Uh-oh.
Believe it or not.
Uh-oh.
All right. Out of everyone in level 857, I'm the only one who's never, ever played a God of War game in his entire life.
Can you believe that?
And I actually started God of War Remastered.
Yeah.
The first one.
The first game, yeah.
Which
On
is
PS3.
hilarious because
5
the
games on
graphics
that.
are better than the actual
Cutscene.
the cutscenes.
Yeah, yeah.
The cutscenes are like muddy and the polygons are
Yeah,
falling
that's
off.
still first gen, man. That's still PS2.
What am I, like 6.5 hours in? So I got like 3.5 hours left of it. It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope.
You like
I like
right?
it. It's a Devil May Cry feel with the red orbs and shit like that.
Yep.
The brutal fucking was it the finishers that you have on the people? The weapons are cool.
Difficulty was up there from what I was seeing.
Yo, this shit
no, it is.
significantly got
is
tougher,
tough.
and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm struggling,
Yeah.
and they had so many platforms, like bouncing myself. I'm like, dude, what am I doing right now? What the
Yeah,
fuck? I
man.
was not ready for that shit. That happened in like hour 4. I'm like, what? Where's all the slashing? I just want to rip people apart.
Yep.
But it's cool. It's a really complete, dope game.
And that's the first one, dude.
And I could still like appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Because because what was that 2000, 2001?
2002.
Yeah, like 2002, and it's still
Yeah.
like I'm not like, all right, let me get this over with.
Imagine
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
played it then, though.
Yeah.
It would have been like
Well,
the
it's-
top of the thing.
I just get the Devil May Cry feel, you know? It's just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you have your little areas, you're going throughout this whole big area, you're killing everybody, you're boosting up your character, your techniques and weapons. I mean, it's pretty much the same formula as Devil May Cry.
Yep.
Just done differently. And then you get the go deesh like that. That was very awesome.
Isn't that awesome, dude?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that shit in the game, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
This is the first doing
and
it.
I did 4 or 5 times because I had to get more red orbs.
Yeah,
Right? I had to get
yeah,
more.
yeah.
I had to get more.
You can't do it. You can't just do it once.
Yeah, you
man.
can't just do it one time.
Gave you power.
It's like potato chips.
Yeah, it does give you power.
It does. It
Power up.
gives you
But yeah, I mean, that's so yeah, I'm probably gonna finish that either tonight or tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go right on to 2. Then I'm gonna go right to 3, and then I'm gonna. Does anyone have the physical copy of the God of War 4?
I don't have the physical copy, but I have it on PS4, the digital. Don't
I
you
have the
it?
original. I
You have
have
the
it on-
copy.
I have the
Oh,
original.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just
Not
stick-
4.
yeah.
It's just
In
God of
fact,
War.
3
That's why I was
They
like,
don't call it
what?
4, do they? No.
Yeah, it's just God of War.
I
It's
have,
4 to me.
as a matter of fact, I have the physical copy of God of War 3 on PS4.
That's
the
fine.
remastered one. So I would
I'll-
recommend playing it on
I'll
there
mess with that.
because they fix up a lot of issues with like frame rate and shit. But
I'll mess with
dude,
that. Yeah.
wait till you get my favorite out of all of them. I only played a half, like not even halfway, quarter of a way through God of War, the remastered one.
Damn
the
it.
recent one. I know, and it was dope. It's dope. But so much shit backlog. I might actually hit that up.
I bought that after beating it. And I didn't have to. I already beat it. I was like, I don't need this
Dude,
game. I bought it.
from the
all
from
over.
the story, the acting and shit. That shit is like a fucking movie. It's dope.
Can't wait to see someone play it.
But the way what was nice is that I played all the God of Wars, even the ones on the handheld, the Vita,
Yep.
the PSP. I mean, and I love them all. They're fucking great.
Tell you, my
But
mood is so weird when it comes to games. Like I just was
Yeah.
I liked watching it, but I never wanted to play it. I'm
Right.
like, I for some reason I just wasn't intrigued to play it.
You're
Yeah.
actually in a
I
better
can't
position
even
now.
like tell you why. Like I don't have an
You had
actual.
to have the
reason.
time to like
know
the
what?
character.
Yeah. It's like I gotta if I link with the because I get very artistic with this shit. Like if I link with the design or like how the character's made, I'll be like, let me pick that up. But for something with Kratos, not saying he's a bad designer or anything, I just didn't link with that character per se. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll play it
Oh,
eventually
dude.
because it's one of those games like Uncharted. I didn't experience the Uncharted. So I'm
right.
like, no, I want to experience it even though,
Right.
you know, I'll have my gripes, but I want to experience it.
Those are the
I-
top games.
I have to play it.
They're the franchise.
That's,
You
that's
gotta-
Sony's shit.
But
so
you
I have to
really
play 'em.
experience when you play it that way, and you've never had it. You know, at the time, better late than is
Yeah,
than never, man, you know.
Castlevania.
You really do appreciate it.
Symphony of the Night. Remember, I was
Yeah.
stuck on the what was it? The fucking when the shit flips.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I stopped there, and I'm like, this. Even though the graphics aren't up to par, it's not ugly. Like I can't play the game,
If it's a true classic, it'll hold up
and it's
regardless.
one of the
when you
best
play it.
games I've ever played. Still to this day, it's one of the best games I've ever played.
You
So-
know, it's funny you mentioned Uncharted, and I was thinking I played that shit on the PS3, and that version, the first one, the first Uncharted, the fucking the aiming was so. That game was like
they fixed it in the
damn, yeah.
remake, right?
They
Like
did
the,
fix it in the
that's when
remake.
I started.
But
See,
I beat the game,
It
like-
pays to wait sometimes. man.
Oh man, that was frustrating, dude.
Pays
I
to
got
wait.
some cheap. I'm like, come on, dude, come on.
It pays to wait.
You had to be like precise with the fucking aiming, and it had the little dot, whatever. But dope game,
Yeah.
dope series. All I gotta say is, even though I didn't beat the fucking recent God of War,
It's totally different.
playing it,
Yeah.
it is different. It does have that God of War feel.
I connected with the fighting so much more in the new one. I just want to
It
fight.
is more. It's
I
more.
just want to fight it.
It's more grounded. It's more realistic. Which is what I liked it.
There no selling in the first one. There were no selling my hits.
They'll run right through.
Yeah.
Like, why are they not selling my fucking hits?
Yeah.
What's the point of this shit? So.
Yeah. No, but that's the first one. They ramp it up every God of War. They ramp
I want
it
to
up.
see the difference. Like I
dude.
think that's the cool part about it. Because
Yeah.
I did see a lot of the game, but I remember shit.
Right.
I don't remember a damn thing.
Right.
The first game's always a prototype anyway.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't remember anything from 2. I remember in
Yeah.
3 there was a big giant thing, the big face that someone was talking to. I don't remember anything else. And
That was Power Rangers.
and 4, exactly.
Yeah.
And 4, I saw maybe nothing. Maybe like a video on YouTube of his son bitching. That's about it.
Well,
I know
you missed-
nothing about it.
You missed Ascension also. You have to play that after 3. That's a prequel.
So maybe 1, 2, 3, and then Ascension.
To
I'm gonna
appreciate
play them all.
I'll put it to you this way: Ascension is basically like Gears of War, right?
prequel
Gears of
thing,
War
yeah.
Judgment.
Yeah.
It's basically
And
like
Gears
that.
of War Judgment's dope.
So
I'll
play
play it.
play God of War. Well, you got to play the shit too. You have to play the what is it? Chains of Olympus
You don't
and
have to play
Ghosts of
those.
Sparta. No, well, the story wise, it does.
You don't have
They're the
to play
handheld versions.
I'm not touching
There's-
a handheld version.
It's on the fucking disc, man. It's
Well, the-
remastered to.
well, that's what I'm saying. I'll play it. I said I'm not touching a handheld.
No, relax over there, man. Relax.
You're the
It's
one
not a-
shouting. I'm
relax.
very relaxed.
No, relax. It's not a handheld. I'm saying it's on the disc.
No,
It's
handheld version I will not play. But if they put it on in a disc, yeah, I'll play that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll play anything.
No,
on,
he's
console.
saying you don't have to play those.
You don't have to play those. No.
To appreciate.
I like to play them all.
Exactly.
I like
That's
to
it.
play if it's on a console. I'll play them all.
It's on the console. It's on
Yeah,
the disc.
I'll
It's
play 'em all.
That version is the definitive version to play all of them. 1, 2, and 3, plus Chains of Olympus. And
Who was it?
Ghost
Chocolate.
of Sparta.
Shame on Chocolate. He just jumped right to the last one. He didn't play any of them.
Yeah.
Shame on you,
Yeah,
Chalk.
that's what you don't want to do.
Yeah,
man.
you don't want to be like Chalk.
And you know what? He has no intentions of playing any of the other ones.
At
He
least
doesn't even
Sticks
want to
played
look at
them.
them.
Sticks at least played them. So
Because then you can't really appreciate the effort
Yeah,
that they went. It's
Yeah,
like,
shame on you, Chalk.
and they're all
There's
the-
like 2 little things they throw in a new one for that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And you know what? I like 3. 3 was, before the 4th one came
I mean,
out.
it
The newest one that came out, it's like 3 was probably my
dope.
favorite one out of all.
Yeah,
of
you don't have to play the portables.
them. You didn't even play them.
I beat both of them.
No, you didn't.
I
liar.
did too.
Yeah, you're lying that
Liar.
It
right.
was half the size. It was
Cheated.
that small.
You just cheated. You just went to one.
Well, it sounds like a personal problem.
Put some cheat code. Put some cheat code.
I'll ruin the ending for you right now.
Why would you do that?
Sure you.
Moving on.
You looked that up.
You
On
don't
YouTube.
play it.
You looked it up on YouTube. Let me start.
I'm doing these shots before we do the news.
Oh, okay.
I'm going
cheers,
right
guys.
into it. I'm going right into
We
it.
have a shot of whiskey. Cheers to anybody out there. If you're old enough to drink,
Me cheers.
cheers.
Even if you're not old enough, just don't
No,
tell
no,
nobody.
no,
It's yo,
Dude, no. We
You're
don't
at home.
condone
We're all
that.
at home. You're not driving.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.
Ooh,
I'm not even doing a shot, so there.
Wow, that's a kick. That is a kick. Ooh,
Me
that's-
cheers
that's
whiskey.
actually good.
yeah,
Yeah.
43%.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Jessica
Ooh,
Jones
I'm warm.
drinks it all the time.
I'm warm.
Is that right? Is that right?
So on to the news.
Onward!
All right, let's do this. Animal Crossing sales are through the roof, and Nintendo copyright claims a Mario creation from Dreams.
Haha. Not a shocker.
Yeah.
So this is the Nintendo part of the news, y'all.
This is the Nintendo part.
This is the Nintendo part of the news,
Yes.
where it gets happy and sad,
Well, I mean,
good and bad.
you guys in the chat or in the comments have to tell me what is the deal with Animal Crossing. Because now I
I've been
know
trying to
a
figure
lot of people were waiting for this game
Mm-hmm.
for this particular moment.
Right.
It's the perfect time for an Animal Crossing because everyone needs to escape and they're stuck at home.
It actually is they couldn't have asked for a better game to come out.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't like postponed. It just came out. Stores were still open. You can get it. And from what I've seen, and from the UK charts is basically what they are reading right now. They said it dominated UK box game charts. So that's like not even the digital.
Damn.
And this is for people like digital's probably making bank right now
Yeah.
because people don't want to leave the house too. But just for the box game chart sales, this sold triple the amount of Doom Eternal.
Oh God.
And that came out the same day. And those are the 2 big titles for that day.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Triple
was
the
even out.
amount.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And it is the second biggest launch on Nintendo Switch ever.
Ever.
Behind Pokemon Swords.
I was gonna say Pokemon was probably the biggest.
Sword and Shield, because that's 2 games. But
Yeah.
it's the biggest sales on the Switch
I believe it.
besides Pokemon. Right now.
That's crazy. That's Nintendo is just ridiculous. Like,
And I never
they're
understood.
So ridiculous.
I never understood the Animal Crossing sales though.
You know what though? Because
I
that's not our generation, man. Because I never understood Pokemon. That's,
Like,
that's
I know
not
this.
our fucking.
No,
generation.
that too.
It's not our demographic. It's not
But
our,
I know that the Sims sells.
Yeah.
It always
But
has
you know
sold.
what? People our age are playing it too.
No,
which
they
is
are.
crazy. Yeah,
They are.
Yeah,
And,
they
and
are.
they
Which is
say it's
insane.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what's like? I don't understand. I don't know if it's just us, our group in general, but like, I have zero interest in the game. Like, I've zero.
Definitely
interest
not
in
a
the
bad game.
Same
No,
here.
but yeah, it's. I think it has its niche and it has its audience.
Yes.
and it's just not us. Like, and that's fine. But I'll look at it. I was watching Jammer. Shout out to Jammer. Play it on his stream, and I'm like, I don't see the appeal. I was asking him questions. I said, "Can you axe someone in the head? Can you?" He's
No
laughing. I'm
violence.
like, "No, you can't harm anyone. Like, I need to harm someone in a game."
Well, you can starve them if you just don't.
Even in The Sims, I made a room to lock them in until they turn into a ghost.
Right.
Like that's what I did in The
because
Sims.
does that say something about us and our generation that we're sick, that we need violence to enjoy a game?
I would have them
well-
cook something and overcook it so it burns the house and they burn up in it. It's just stupid stuff in
No,
it.
I was never into the Sims.
Even
styles.
SimCity. Even SimCity,
never-
I would build
I
the
was never
city and then I would have Bowser come out on Super Nintendo and
Listen,
break
I have to harm
break
something.
it down.
I have to harm
destroy the
somebody.
city.
Like,
That's
I don't
what
know,
you
man.
do.
It's not my type of game. I understand though. I do understand the appeal.
It's about
People that-
chores though.
People that like no, but like Stardew Valley. Just
I
for an
know, I
example.
know.
Yeah, that's
Stardew
exactly
Valley.
what it-
That's
that's
another type of
that's the
you know,
same.
and that was made by one fucking person. And that game, you talk
That's sold
about
too.
you talk about sales. That thing is going crazy.
But then you got to
'Cause
bring it
that's,
back to the original.
But
which
that
is
was
Harvest Moon,
yeah, exactly.
which is from Super Nintendo.
but you know
Right.
what also got me thinking? It got me thinking, like, damn, what if they did, like, there was some elements in that game when I was watching it that I'm like, that'd be cool if they incorporated it into like a State of Decay, like, or
Right.
a zombie
Well, that type of game
apocalypse.
is close to it.
Yeah. There's no action. It's just
Yeah.
you're building your shit.
But
And
then
I'm
you
like,
gotta
that could
protect
be
it.
kind of cool if they.
No, you know what? Actually,
Incorporate
I
in
just
a way.
remembered something that Beardy, some Beardy to love.
Somebody love.
I just remember something that he mentioned from PAX East last year.
Yeah, there was a game
that
like
there
it.
was a game like Animal Crossing or whatever.
There were zombies in it though.
But it was it was actually you would say what is it, a freaking cemetery or something like that.
Or
And
like
you had
a-
to like basically you're the groundskeeper of a cemetery.
Yep.
But it was basically the same type of thing.
Wait a second.
You
I think
remember now?
we watched this trailer, I think.
I don't know if we did we
Indy.
watch
Yeah,
it?
I think we did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, okay. But anyway, that's there's an audience for that style of gameplay.
There's addicting elements to it.
I'm
There's
sure
definitely
there
addicting
is, man.
elements to it.
I've never been into that, but there definitely are people that are into stuff like that. Like
There's
people
a-
like managing.
There's a soothing element to it.
I guess
Soothing.
it's not for me.
It's to relax.
It's not for me. But hey,
And then you invite your friends over and they can chill out on your island.
yeah.
And apparently they've done a good job with that too.
That's,
Yeah, they
look,
like people who like that game, like that
Right.
series. They're like, no, this one's amazing. They're like, it's so fucking dope.
That's
It
good.
got like a 9 or some shit.
But also, you know what? I'm curious to know what the demographic of people, not even just age, like
What,
male
male,
or
female?
female. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably neck and neck.
I think it's neck and neck from what I've been seeing
You
on
know,
Twitter.
it's
And
probably
guys
neck
and
and
girls, they're all playing it.
Yeah.
They love that shit.
yeah.
Apparently this is a 15 million seller, so they're looking to sell a lot of them.
Jesus, man. Well, kudos to that, man.
Yeah, man.
Kudos
Yeah,
to that.
More power to you.
Anyone who's into that game, more power to you.
So that's the good thing about Nintendo.
Yeah.
Let's go to the other thing about Nintendo.
There's nothing bad about Nintendo.
Well, this is
I know why this is, though. I know why they did this.
of course.
So, let
well,
me
look at the
see
graphic right there. You
Well,
can
yeah.
see that.
Well, I mean, it's like, the fact that they're like coming after, making people take down their Mario creations from Dreams. I get it, because they're about to announce some shit in a direct. They're
Well-
about to announce a Mario game.
This is what the
Right.
deal is. They basically, Dreams is a game where you can make your own titles.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you create your own types of games. No restrictions. Well, there are some, but you can make basically whatever you want in there.
It's a creation game.
Genre-wise, whatever. You can make a racing game, a platformer, base it off what you want. And what surprised me about it was the amount of IPs, intellectual properties, that were being used in it
Right.
with no consent from the creators.
Right.
And I was
Right.
like, how long are they gonna be able to keep this Wipeout in this thing? How long are they gonna keep the Sonic in here? How long are they gonna keep Mario in here without anyone saying anything? Especially if you can get it close to the actual game. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be the entire game, but from what I've seen in there, they have gotten pretty damn close. And some of the stuff is really polished looking. And to those people who created them, I applaud them because I can't. I don't even know. I didn't play Dreams yet, so I don't know how hard it is to create in there.
It's not it's not. First of all, it's not a game. It's a creation. It's like a Photoshop. It's like a creation tool. Think of it like a creation tool, like a dev kit.
They make it easy to do that type.
So
of stuff.
it's like a RPG
Maker.
RPG Maker is another way. I actually use that one.
But think of it as on a grander scale.
You can share but you don't have to just make games. You can make a video. It's just another platform to create and make stuff and share with people.
Yeah.
The thing that's weird that I feel about it, it's like, okay, well, I can create, like, for example, these thumbnails, right? I created these thumbnails, right? I put it together, but what if Nintendo was like, hey, you got that Mario in that thumbnail, man.
They can.
We're going to copyright, and they can do that. That's kind of a dickish move to do that, man.
Well, the way I think about it,
and it's like you're promoting. Well, just real quick. I think the way I say, like, if I was to draw a Mario, like draw a drawing, like a physical drawing,
that's their Mario.
That's their Mario, right? But I'm drawing it. It's
right.
You know,
it's the fan art conspiracy. Like
that's the thing.
Is how much you let me get away with.
And this guy,
or am I promoting you, or what am I getting out of it?
Yeah.
Like if you made, like I've seen. Well, you can finish. I'll get to my thing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So there was like a smoke shop around here, and they had a painting on their side of the building, which had mushrooms and Mario and everything.
I saw it too. Yeah. I remember that.
That's Nintendo's. Obviously, they didn't condone that at a smoke shop. They don't want Mario representing drugs or whatever,
or that weed shirt of him high as hell.
Yeah. So people are making money. People are making money selling that, and to the extent I don't know how much, but they're using that intellectual property to make money. That's when you could say, okay, Nintendo, step in there, and I agree.
Right. Yes.
Stop that.
That's here now. Just to stop you there, real quick.
Go ahead.
That right there, you hit on the head. I was actually going to go into that. Making money. All right. You buy. This is a tool, right? A game making tool that you can make games. You don't have to make games. You can make movies. You can make artwork. You can make a 3D rendering of something, right?
Right.
What we're looking at here is a Mario that this guy made a tutorial basically in the game. And he says, yo, follow me on Twitch and I'll show you how to basically do a 3D rendering, how I did this 3D rendering of Mario in Dreams, in the program or whatever, right? Now, what's wrong with that? Is he making money? Like, he's not making money from Dreams. He physically had to buy the game just to get the opportunity to make, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, here's the thing. This is my take. I think that Nintendo's coming after these people because, like you said, you're creating video games, right? You create video games in there.
But he didn't create a video game.
You gotta let me finish. The thing is when you're creating games, you're creating something in there with Mario, not your character.
Right.
And Nintendo is basically pretty close to coming out with a damn direct. All right, let's say somebody creates Mario from his thing, right? Sees Mario, creates him, makes a pretty dope, well-responsive game, like really dope, right? And you're like, wow, they made a pretty awesome game. It goes viral. And then Nintendo sees it like, wow, this guy made this Mario game that went viral on how people want a Mario game made. Then whatever they come out with in the direct has to compete against that. Okay. They're like, no, we're coming about this shit like in a week. Okay. This shit has to go away now because if they didn't have a direct, I don't think they'd be too pissed right now.
I agree with
you. But I think they're going to announce the Mario shit at the direct. And if people create a Mario in this creation game and it does well, looks good, it responds well, and people are like, yo, I wish that should be a new Mario game, and it's better than what they come out with in the direct, yeah, that's a problem. So I can kind of see that side of it on why now they removed it as soon as possible. And I'm pretty sure the guy didn't think that whatsoever, like, hey, here's how to create Mario in this thing. I'm pretty sure that wasn't on his mind, but from Nintendo's perspective, it's like, let's just stop this before it could lead to something that might make our shit not look as good as some fucking amateurs,
listen, if that's the case,
that's exactly why I think they did that.
If that's the case, I agree with you, but it's not the case.
I'll tell you,
he didn't make a game. He just made
I'm saying
I'll tell you what it is.
He could inspire somebody to create a Mario game.
This is what they stopped.
And then they could take what his
Well,
advice and make a Mario in a new cool game.
Yeah, but if that happens, then yeah, Nintendo can just copyright strike that person that made the game.
But they
This
don't
is
want to
what-
wait for that. They
this
want
is-
to stop it now.
I'm
Things
saying
can go
that.
viral in 2 seconds
This
nowadays.
is what they did. So this guy, piece of craft.
right.
I thought you said piece of crap. I'm
I know.
like, damn,
I'm pretty
man.
sure it's
Piece
a
of
play.
craft.
I'm sure he shows a play on that.
Shit.
On Twitter. So he said, good news and bad news. We flew too close to the sun, boys. A big video game company, well, keep nameless. Yeah.
Right.
Obviously didn't read my be cool note in dreams. So
Right.
basically the character that he made, which was Mario, that he shared with people to use in, like they can take that character, put him in whatever they want.
Right.
So Nintendo's big gripe with that is, what do you put him in? So you're taking that character that is Mario, you put him in a game that they don't agree with. It could be some like
Porn game or
it
whatever.
could be anything
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
don't
yeah,
agree
yeah,
with.
yeah.
Anything like that, they'll put
Yeah.
him in there.
Yeah.
Be a horror game, they don't want him in there. They don't want to associate. That's like putting Mickey Mouse in some shit. Like they want to stick with what they want to do.
Right.
And they want to keep that type of look. And it is their property. It's their brand.
I understand.
They don't want to mess up their
Around
brand.
this time, this is why I can't. Nintendo's usually tight with some bullshit.
They always are.
I could always be like, that's fucking stupid. This I can't hate. I honestly can't hate on them for
But
doing
the
this.
difference between this and something like a fan art or something done in
Or a
something
fan
like
game.
like Adobe. No, I'm saying even just like in Adobe, something that you create something like that. This is a game. Like you can make these things and they can be put into games,
Yeah.
and that's directly in competition with what they do.
Yeah.
Plus, it's going to make Dreams sell if it's a good game.
Yeah.
They're not making any money off that.
It's slowly taking
And-
away
No.
from what they're doing,
Yeah.
and it could lead to
Well,
worse.
Sony stepped in and they took it down.
but
so-
what's
but
going to
that's-
happen with all of those other titles? Dreams is going to take a hit if everyone jumps on
starts
it.
doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and it sucks for that.
It does suck. for
But
that.
people who are good at it are going to get a job doing something.
So
It's
that,
it's a risky
But that-
risky game. I guess we'll call it like it's a risky thing to have because
But just say if you went,
Yeah.
if you made something from scratch, and you made like say the Sonic game or the Mario game, you made it,
Right.
and you made that exact game, and you made it play as close as possible to it.
Right.
I think you got a pretty good chance of making something in the industry
yeah.
just off.
Right,
not even
right,
with
right.
dreams. Like
Right,
you're
right,
good.
right,
You
right.
just want to get your name out there, which is why these people
Maybe.
are doing stuff as good as they're doing.
Yeah.
So they get their name on Twitter to go viral and say, "Hey, you want to hire me? Look at me, I did this."
Yeah.
Right.
But if they can't get to it, at least it's on YouTube, and they can
Yeah,
still see
yeah,
what they
yeah.
did. So it would suck if they just said, "Nah, stop it," and it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see
Yeah.
any references or nothing like that.
It's a gray area.
Yeah,
basically.
it's-
a gray area.
and-
And I
and-
see both sides.
Yeah.
But it's surprising that it took this long. And I'm
They probably saw the Wario. Oh my god!
You know what I think too? I think like Jesus Lopez, the guy who did the
Yeah.
the Super Mario Super Show video game,
Yep.
whatever. That we'll never see. We haven't seen any updates. on
Yeah,
it
hope
recently, right?
everything is
But-
well on his side.
Yeah, I hope everything is well.
I would love to see it.
But like thinking of that too, like I understand why he has to keep it secret and nobody really
That
has.
shit was on Kotaku.
Yeah, no, and that went viral. But it's
Yeah.
like Nintendo didn't give him a cease and desist because it's not for sale.
Yeah.
And
if
nobody
Nintendo
really
came
has
out
this-
with that exact game, it would make billions.
Yeah.
exactly. But
Could you
And-
imagine that's what they have to announce at the direct? That's why
Yeah,
he's been
that's
why
so
he's been
quiet.
going.
I'm
He's
like,
like,
get
"Yeah,
out of here, man.
I was like, good job.
well, it's
good
like
job.
what's that? Axiom Verge, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that too. That's another
I'd
one
be
that's
so
like
happy. I'd be so
like
happy. if he did
fan made
that.
stuff isn't. It's like I understand like if they're releasing certain things,
You gotta be careful with intellectual property.
you got to be careful with intellectual
Change the character.
properties,
especially
Yes.
in the game.
Change the
In a
character.
game that does it, that's so
Maybe
many
he'll do
different-
that.
Blazing
Maybe-
Chrome.
maybe-
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Blazing Chrome
Came out.
That is definitely a fucking Contra.
Yeah,
right?
just change up
that
the
should have
character.
been Contra.
You-
Should have been.
You can change up the character.
It should have been
You
Contra,
can.
but you know what? Hey, spiritual successor, whatever it is.
People
they
have been
don't
doing
have
that for years with,
And you
with,
make
with
your
changing
money.
up the character.
It
Dude, we
works.
played what you call it, Dolphin Blue.
Oh yeah,
It was a
That was
straight
Metal
rip
Slug.
off of Metal Slug.
It was Metal Slug, yeah.
And it was so close. It was
Just change it.
undeniable.
It was like
Design.
like if Metal Slug was in like had 3D rendered
Yeah.
backgrounds and stuff like that.
But the game was the same.
It's
Basically,
pretty good. The gameplay itself, yeah, it was similar to
almost
Metal
too
Slug.
close for comfort. But
yeah.
I mean, they still came out.
It's
I
like
mean,
that
they made
Cuphead
enough-
game.
they
That
did make
Cuphead game.
enough- I'm sorry, because they did make enough changes though that it was its own thing.
But you could tell there's some influence.
Oh,
Strange.
definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Straight from the
gameplay
beginning.
wise,
Well, the game that we just played, Fight and Rage. Like you could still fly close, but
Listen,
not
every
that
game-
well, like,
close.
like you were gonna
Every
say,
game
the,
could take influence from everything.
the
but you can't make
Cuphead,
it the same.
Cuphead,
rip-off
yeah.
game, the Wizards or whatever.
Just change the look of the character. You good?
and look, that's still legal. They still
You
have
can take inspiration all you want,
yeah.
but you can't use the same
gotta-
character.
Can't
Yeah, you
call
gotta
them the
change it.
same name.
Gotta change it.
Should have named him Wario. Oh, damn it.
Oh my God!
Call him Lario with an L. Let me say.
Lario.
Lario. Make him yellow or no.
Oh my God!
I don't even know what color.
It's already
it is.
yellow. He's
Pink.
mustard. Okay?
Pink. Make him pink. I don't know, man. Shit.
Can't do it.
I don't even
Can't
know
do it.
what fucking color.
They're coming after you.
Brown. Make him brown.
You suck at this. On to the next thing.
I'm designing him.
I can't anymore.
All right, let's see where we're at here.
Oh. Where are
So, GameStop closes stores to customers and offers curbside pickup amid pandemic.
I like that slowdown right there.
Hey, you gotta make sure you say the right word.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. GameStop, during this virus going on,
Yeah.
they chose to stay open, and they called themselves an essential to the marketplace. You know how grocery stores have to stay open, hospitals have to stay open, stuff like that, which is essential to survival.
People need games.
So GameStop was considered an essential thing. Same as Best Buy. They were considered essential at some point also.
Yeah.
You can go right into the store still had to follow, okay, you can only put 6 people in, 10 people in, whatever they would have people still going into the store. Now, everyone wasn't with that. Everyone was like, why are you putting these people in danger?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not essential stuff because especially now that games are digital, you don't have to walk into any store like this and have to do anything. You can buy stuff digital, which was like, okay, why is this essential? Maybe if you had to buy a system.
I understand why it's essential, but
it's essential because you're at home and you have to find some way to not go crazy and pass time. But in the situation of something like Best Buy, I can understand because some people had to do work from home and your computer would break or they would just figure out, I need this fixed now. You have to go to these places and get it fixed. And that's essential, yes.
There's people that work for the government that need their laptop and need to work from home and need to have that.
But
and
GameStop,
that makes
though.
sense. But GameStop sells phones too,
GameStop,
right?
though.
So let me stop. No, I don't know, man.
But
It's that Radio Shack. Yeah.
It probably is.
But now they said this week that they close the stores and you're doing curbside pickup. And that's what Best Buy did last week also because it was annoying. They had like 80 people standing. We waited.
I remember
it was like
that.
30 people online outside. Everyone was very close.
Yeah, no, it was not
and
organized.
we were waiting to get in for 1 minute to buy something. And
Yes.
it was like 20 minutes wait.
Yeah.
And that was not the way to do this.
Nah, it was not the right way.
So they said curbside. So you can order your stuff. You can get in your car, stop in the car. They come out and give you this thing to your window.
Yes.
You pay with your credit card, no money exchange, no nothing. That could work, but they stopped it.
Yeah.
They stopped. Best Buy stopped it. They said only online orders now. That's it.
Which is actually smart. That's
so
good.
I don't know what they're doing with Geek Squad and stuff like that, but
you know,
for your purchases,
they did
can't
that
go
from
in
the
there.
backlash that they fucking got.
Yeah, because they were having so many people in the store, and it's not a good thing because people touch everything, and it's not a good place to be in like that. There's no counter between you and the customer.
Exactly.
And that's not what to do in a pandemic.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
So GameStop they're offering curbside now, and who knows how long that's going to last because it's just getting worse and worse. Yeah. So I think they're going to just do mail order only now. Yeah. And we'll see what happens next week because it happens daily. It's changing daily.
It's changing by the hour.
Every single day,
right
it's
now.
something different.
It could be changing right now.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that GameStop is still around, but the fact that this stuff is happening right now is such bad news for all businesses in general.
Dude, it sucks because like Reggie Fils-Aimé just got board of directors. Like,
he's got time to think it over now.
But it's like, so it makes me
think about that decision.
It makes me think like he might have signed off on that shit and was like, yeah, we need to keep the stores open. And it's like,
the fact that
I don't know if
they
he
don't,
did though.
The fact that they don't have a timeline for how long this stuff is going to be happening means that this could be the death knell in what was already
they can't afford to close.
What is already GameStop's like last ditch effort to try and get some revenue.
That's the reason.
Yo, sorry to cut you off, but why did the screen freeze on me making that face?
If GameStop is gone, if this is the death knell for GameStop, that's bad news for the game industry. Especially for used games and trading in games, and that whole industry will be gone if this is gone.
They're the only ones who do it.
Basically. I mean, you have online still, but it's not the same. You can't
like
walk
that.
Doesn't
into
Best
places.
Buy do trades?
No.
They don't do used games anymore?
No.
Really?
Yeah. No one. Unless you do a mom and pop shop.
Well, you know what? They should take that over.
Nothing's going to do it like GameStop.
Bring back Funko.
To that extent. Well, let me get to the point.
No,
so
mom and pop shop,
if something does happen to them and they are gone, another company has to step in
Yes.
with some type of
Niche.
thing that's exactly the same,
Best Buy. Sorry.
but is fully gaming and can do it the right way,
yes. Agreed.
regardless of what it is.
Dave
'Cause,
and
I mean,
Buster's. Let me stop.
Dave and Buster.
I don't know, man.
Yo, he busted out of nowhere. Dave and Buster.
But the
of
thing
gaming,
is,
man.
the thing is that this company has been around for so long that like a whole generation only knows this as the gaming store.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have a Funko Land, they didn't have an electronics boutique, they didn't have a Babbage's,
Right.
which is like this is Babbage's
Yeah. Well, it's Babbage's in
and
Canada,
Funko.
right?
Yeah,
Funko.
yeah. But basically, these are those stores. But what's going to happen? When is this going to get taken over?
Cheers. Sorry. Yes. Cheers.
But when is this going to get taken over and changed into Game Land or whatever the hell it wants to be? It's been a while, is what I'm saying. So if it happens, as long as there's something to take its spot, and obviously GameStop wasn't Funko, like they had
Right.
different things they did.
Yeah.
So something has to step in if this is the end of GameStop, and you'll see that sorry we're closed on the actual stores.
Right.
Then something has to jump in and take the spot.
Yeah. Toys R Us. Let me sign up. No, but to be honest with you, though, listen, Toys R Us, you know, even though it's gone,
Nothing
today,
took
right?
its place yet.
Nothing took its place. But like something needs to happen, man.
Something?
Like, listen, you know what's fucked up? Like, I was thinking of like businesses that are gone, and you know what business that I thought was gone, but it's still around?
Sizzler.
If you said yes, I would have fell off.
I was gonna say, really?
Could be.
the fuck out here.
No, actually,
Sizzler.
Blockbuster Video. There's like,
I think it's gone now.
Is it?
Last I heard, the last store
I think they
was
had like Alaska or some
gone.
shit like that. It's just
Last
a-
got a block.
yeah, no, because there's areas in the country that don't have
No, there was
internet
one there.
access or whatever, so they have to rent
Oh shit.
movies.
There was one there. I don't know if it's still there now, but
You know.
that was like the last. No, there was like one or two.
But it's still around.
But
Still
there
around. I don't
has
know
to be-
how what the capacity is, but
I don't know if there's another movie rental store,
Yeah.
like a Blockbuster,
Yeah,
still
yeah.
around. There's no West
There are,
Coast.
there are.
West Coast Video.
there are.
West Coast Video.
They're
West
gone.
Coast
Yeah.
Video's gone.
But
No,
yeah,
but-
like I said, there needs to be like, I mean, and this is to the biggest extent. Like GameStop
Right.
is the biggest gaming company store wise
Right.
that you can walk into around. It's
You know
not
that-
Amazon though. Amazon needs to step out and put some stores out there.
Remember how we were talking about you know how E3 is canceled, and
a
how
different
I was
way of
telling
doing
you,
things,
we
yeah.
were talking about GameStop and like they need to rebrand or do something, right?
Yep.
Something major.
Then this
and-
happened.
Yeah, and then this happened, of course. But I really think like whoever takes it over, like how cool would it be to have like for example E3, right? You know, with everything that's going on now, it's like everybody being separate. Like it's
Start coming to everybody's house, man.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, having a location where somebody can go and they can try out like the newest,
Level 857.
you know. Yeah, yeah.
Set up a couple of things here.
yeah,
like,
we're gonna
what's
buy.
good?
We're gonna buy GameStop.
It'll be called Level 857 Games.
Yeah,
That's good.
We know how to do it.
Yeah, we
Level
know how to do it.
857
We just don't have
GameStop.
the money.
We just need backers.
Just need backers.
Listen, Radical Reggie just put out a video about GameStop.
Shout out to Radical Reggie.
Yes, shout out to Radical Reggie.
So check
Good
that
video,
out.
man.
Yeah, and that's all I got to say about it. I mean, it just
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
be. Hopefully, this isn't the end of it.
Yeah, I hope it isn't either, man. It's like after watching, especially after watching Radical Reggie's video on GameStop, I had a memory. Like I had bad fucking.
It's
experiences.
vital.
I've had bad experiences at GameStop. However, I had more good experiences at GameStop. You know, midnight.
Did you pre-order?
Well, yeah, no. Midnight launches. I did the Halo 3.
But did you
midnight
pre-order?
launch. Yes, but did you pre-order? I
Big Chalk says, read the damn chat.
Oh shit! Oh shit! My bad. See, that's why it sucks not having you here, bro.
Yo, there's a bug down here.
There is a bug in.
Yeah, he's on the.
Is he chatting with us?
He's on the
We need to
light.
find out what they're
All
talking
right,
about.
read the chat here. The last blockbuster still exists. That's what it says in the chat.
I was wrong.
Toys R Us is coming back under the name Jeffrey's Toy Box. If I'm not mistaken.
Toys.
Okay. Okay.
I don't like
All
that
right.
name, Jeffrey's Toy Box.
All right.
Doesn't matter, man.
Whatever, man. It's Toys R Us. You know what it is. You know what it is.
I heard it was only online.
They have
but
to
we'll see.
rebrand. That's the same thing with GameStop. If they do come back, if they are going to be relevant in any way, hopefully they don't go away.
It's gonna
But
be
if
called Reggie's Games.
Reggie, that'd be dope.
He's got to change the whole thing.
And then we interview him and we bring him on this podcast and we talk.
My
we
games
talk
are
about
ready.
his- My games and body is ready. But anyway, let us know what you guys think out there. You already know what we think, so.
Moving on.
Yeah, man. Okay. Look at this guy. Sega begins.
Damn, man. Yeah. That's a good
course you
outtake
did.
right there.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Sorry.
Sega brings He about to choke. That's hard to do.
That's even funnier than I thought.
It's even funnier than my
I'm
shit.
keeping both at it. All right,
my God, that's
go right
awesome.
ahead.
Yes.
Sega begins 60th anniversary celebrations with a new website and the new Sega Shiro character.
You know what's funny? It
That was
looks
a
like
tongue
it says
twister.
goth, right? Doesn't it look like it says goth?
Yeah,
It says-
60th.
Yeah,
The
so it
60th.
looks like-
Yeah.
So, let's see. They launched a new website. They launched a new website for the 60th anniversary, and it's discussing their history basically. It's in Japanese right now, but that's what it says. Which isn't a big deal as far as gaming wise. It's like, all right, Sega. This is how I feel about Sega Japan. Let me get this off my chest.
Oh, we got a little mini
Oh
rant
no!
here.
Yo,
So-
sorry, Sega fans. We gotta apologize in
No,
advance.
this is Sega Japan. This is Sega Japan in general. I don't know anything about Sega of America because they don't care at all to announce anything.
Right.
So
That's true.
Sega of Japan likes to hype weird things up that you want to get excited about, and they let you down with every announcement they make
Humankind?
for the past 2 years at least.
Was it
Or
humankind?
longer,
Humankind,
and
yes.
they get hyped about stuff, and they're like, "Here we go, we got a countdown."
No, we did get hyped last year.
We got hyped. We got
And
hyped.
then
Yeah,
we've done
Yeah.
done reports on Sega
Yes,
constantly,
Yes,
Yep.
we have.
and get let down every time.
No, we fall for it.
So I'm not falling for it this time,
we fall
Sega.
for it every time.
You know what? I'm gonna fall for it this time.
So listen, they they haven't announced the game yet. So this is what they did. So they brought a new mascot character out. Not Sonic, not anybody, not Alex Kidd, which would have been dope, by the way. But it's Sega Shiro. Sega Shiro is this character's name.
He's the son
He's
of.
he's a person. So it was a mascot created for the Sega Saturn, actually.
Yes.
Named Sega. What is it?
Sagata.
Sagata Sanshiro.
Yeah,
That's the mascot made for the Saturn.
this is his son.
Right.
His son. So this is his son. But the character now was what? Maito?
I love it
Say
when
it.
Jay
Maito
says the names.
Sound it out.
Fujioka?
Sound it out. Come on.
Sound it
I
out. Go
said it already.
No, yeah.
This is the eldest son of the Segata's actor, Hiroshi Fujioka. So this son, Maito,
Love it with Jay with the names. I love it.
he was in this.
Love it.
The icon character in this today was in a crossover also, Project X Zone 2. His son is the new mascot.
What's his name
So-
again? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Damn.
I'm joking.
Maito Fujioka.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
okay,
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
Oh, yeah, you give me credit.
There you go.
All right.
90%.
He's the oldest son. But listen, this is a person. This is a human being, right?
Yes.
And he's a mascot.
But that's
For
swag,
Sega.
though. The swag.
There's a
That's
commercial. There's a commercial that came out. This, if you see the thumbnail on our thing here, that's the son.
Yeah.
And he says this like catchphrase
so
throughout this.
So Japanese.
It's what does he say? It's Sega Dale.
Sega go.
Sega Dale.
Sega go.
Sega Dale.
So,
So it's not for us. Obviously, this wasn't anything that happened in America.
lost in translation.
So I'm like, what is happening here? People are apparently excited about it.
They're pumped.
They're excited
so
about it.
pumped.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they said they don't know if it's going to bring back Segata, the game. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I hope they don't bring that back.
But
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It
I
wouldn't
was about to
surprise
say,
me.
what is
Listen, it wouldn't surprise me if Sega said, "Here you go." Here's
Well, you
the
know,
game.
the funny thing is, I can't even argue that point because Sega has, for the past year or so, hyped shit up.
Bad track record.
And this basically let us down, like really, and not even like just a little bit, like
No.
the worst way possible.
No.
Yo, you can't wait till I'm about to announce. Here's Humankind. What the fuck is Humankind?
Listen, if
What
they
is
announced a game that was about Sega for the Dreamcast, I would be like, yo, where at least that's something.
I just have a feeling in my gut. It got me excited. There's a feeling in my gut. I don't know if it's wishful thinking.
The silhouette.
But from when we did our interview with the, I always mess up his last name, Ben Atsume.
Yes.
Oh, that was good, right?
Yes.
Hey, it's better than John.
Been awesome, man. Been awesome.
Ben awesome. Ben awesome. But
Ben
but
awesome.
he was kind of alluding to the fact of there's other companies asking Sega for these IPs.
But Sega's not going to announce it. I don't think. They don't have anything to do with those. They'll say, here you go, and then we can expect good things from those indie, developers.
You never know. I don't know.
Sega themselves was the last time they announced an actual IP that they do, other than Yakuza.
Maybe there's a Dreamcast too. Who knows, man?
Dude,
Listen,
that's fucking you talk about wishful thinking. God damn.
listen, the promo
You
for
heard
that.
it here first. You heard it here first.
As much as I would love to see that.
Let me ask you a question before we talk about reality. What would you both think about that? If they announced Dreamcast 2, what would be your feelings on that?
You know what? If they announced
Would you be
Dreamcast-
happy, puzzled,
You know
sad?
what?
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what would you?
The only company that I can think of that can compete with Nintendo would be Sega. So if they came out with something like a competitor to wait, what?
Wait, what?
I'm trying to read the chat here. Sony for the
Who's that?
technical difficulties. Oh, but nice one, Big Chalk. And then he also says trolling. And I'd buy it. That's what. Chalk
That's what he said for the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what I think. of the
Dreamcast 2, you'd buy it.
I think the
got
Dreamcast 2 would be equivalent of the TurboGrafx 16 right now.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Yes. Because I don't think they have a big enough. Sega themselves, from what they've done for the past decade, I don't think they'd have enough to bring out to support a system like that
I don't know, man.
themselves. They'd have to prove me wrong.
I'll tell you
I'd
one
be
thing,
willing.
I
And
have to disagree, man.
Capcom doesn't do shit like that either anymore.
Yeah.
So the Dreamcast was very much a Sega Capcom machine.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening again,
I see.
especially
So
for
you
the
wouldn't be
2.
excited.
Oh, I would want to see what happens, but I would have no high hopes for it. At all.
You would think like this is probably some bull ass shit. But
Listen.
let me take a peek and see.
Yeah, I'd like to see something, but I don't see it. I don't see it
You don't see
excelling
it succeed-
at this
succeeding.
time, especially with the new systems coming.
Okay.
However, I would have to disagree with you on that. Only because.
Why do you have to disagree?
of all the companies that I can see, like that are look. All right, Nintendo, right? They came out with the Wii. They had the fucking Wiimote. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?" No other company could compete with that shit,
Right.
and it became the fucking highest selling shit. Even Sony tried to copy.
So you think Sega has to come out? Would have to come out with something?
Sega came out when they were neck and neck. They came out with all these fucking add-ons and all this fucking shit, but they were innovative, just like Nintendo is. They weren't afraid to take risks. Obviously, it fucking burnt them in the end because
That's
they
what
went,
I'm saying.
They went too
But
crazy.
has that time passed for them?
Sega
Time
innovates
did
too
pass,
fast.
and they did learn from a lot of shit that they did, and they've been developers ever since. After that, dreadful Dreamcast
Right.
debacle. But that's one of my favorite systems. I think it's
Right.
probably one of the favorite system of all time. A lot of great games.
So
came
you
out
would be
for it.
excited.
I would be fucking super excited. And if for Nintendo, I would be scared if Sega said, "Yo, we're coming out with a fucking system," and it would compete. Like that's the only company that I can think of that can compete with Nintendo. Not SNK, not fucking the PC Engine, not any of that shit.
I'm half and half with it.
I don't know, man.
Me personally, I'm
love to see
I'm a extremely huge Sega fan. It depends if you announce something.
I'm a huge Dreamcast fan.
Yeah. If you announce, depends what you. For me, it's what do you announce with it? What's coming out with it? Is there something for me to be like, okay,
Right.
I'm going to get the system for this fucking game. But at the same time, yeah, it's coming out now. It would be like I don't know what they would have to do, like to stick around for a while, because remember their marketing for the Saturn and Dreamcast was
Bad.
Yeah,
like it was.
it was.
It was pretty like who's running it now? Who's gonna turn the whole ship around? And that's a big ship you gotta turn around. They have the IPs to compete.
They
Don't get me
innovated
wrong.
them.
They have the titles to compete. But is there anyone with any smarts like able to
Well-
put the money behind it and all that stuff? But
They
of
innovated
course,
themselves to oblivion.
Yeah. No, it's pretty much true. But if they did it, if they said Dreamcast 2 coming out, I honestly be like, oh shit, really? I'd be like, okay. What are we working with? I would have to look like you said you would be looking, but I would be excited like how you said would be excited, but I'd be a little
cautious.
The promo they had for the 60th anniversary looked like a Virtua Fighter character, basically. In the
Yeah, everyone's thinking Virtual Fighter 6
But
is being announced.
what that character was
What's that guy, right?
this guy.
Yeah,
here.
he dressed up in a gi. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So this is Sega that I'm talking about here.
But the only
this
thing
is who they announced.
the
for
only
this big
thing,
announcement.
the only thing that where I'm like, all right, they did this whole new website, right?
to talk about how great they were.
But the thing is, like, what's the point of coming out now and just showing your entire history of big things that you've done on a timeline?
'Cause-
And it said 2020,
Because this is for the old people, for Sega.
Yeah.
but they also said at the end of the timeline, 2020 still has nothing. They have nothing on 2020. So what is going to hold up as a big moment in Sega history to put on a timeline?
Listen, they still have Sonic every month on the 20th. They're supposed to announce something for
Yeah.
it. Obviously, this virus stuff going around.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it
That
this month.
complicates a lot of things for everybody.
does.
And they
complicate
couldn't.
a
They
lot
said the
of
27th. I think they announced something
Yeah.
for Sonic.
But
But
at least there are still.
I
But-
think there's something. I don't know what it is. I think there's something significant planned for them.
for Sonic Year, this isn't a Sonic announcement
Yeah.
because obviously they have it every month. I don't know what they're doing with that.
Right.
The movie being as good as it was,
Right.
it would make sense for it to be a Sonic announcement
Yeah.
or something like, oh, we have.
They're gonna
you know,
announce it. They're gonna release it in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yes.
digital release. It should have been
First
the digital.
ever Sonic the Hedgehog gaming console. What?
So
Plug and play. Like what?
I mean, it was rumored that there was going to be a Virtua Fighter, but it's not. Fighting games are nothing now.
No, they have-
to be your main title right now.
have a
is
lot
not-
of
there's
ideas.
nothing.
I actually was just watching something that it's like you announce it, you're like, yeah. That's a second thing to announce with like if you say, obviously Sonic's is like the big title for them. A Fantasy Star, like, whatever. Oh shit, Fantasy Star. A Shining
would-
Force, whatever
If they were to come out with anything as a big announcement, it would have to be 5 games. 5 top games people have been begging for.
Easily.
New editions of them.
That's easy.
Sega is back.
you
in
get
business.
all those
Sega's easy.
Yep.
you get just like the
Dude.
Panzer crowd. You get
Yeah.
that crowd,
Dude.
and you get them all to be like,
There's so many.
That's
IPs,
the only thing I
dude.
can see that can get them to where they need to be as far as a company right
It's
now.
an easy fucking sell, man.
personally, do I think I don't obviously it was wishful thinking of the Dreamcast too, but
Right.
like,
you know it's going to be nothing.
I
Let's look at the news now. It should be now, right? They should have announced it by now.
What do you
There's
guys think
nothing.
out there? Actually, I'll tell you one thing. My last memory of the Dreamcast, which is the end of Sega,
Getting
uh,
that
is
ass.
you dug a hole for
the
it.
one. Yeah, no.
That's your last memory.
Nah, the one. The it's a sad memory.
Tombstone.
It's a sad memory that I had, and you guys know this shit because I complained to you guys all the time about it at the time.
I don't know about it.
Nope.
I'm a huge Half-Life fan.
Oh yeah. Game got canceled.
I was
Got it.
waiting for this fucking game. Game Pro, reading that shit.
Ned Flanders though, man. Who
I
cares
was
about playing? as
fucking
Ned
reading
Flanders?
this shit, and I was like waiting for this game to come out. I went to the store in the city in Manhattan, and I remember going to this video. It was a mom and pop video game store I used to go to after college. I used to go
GameStop.
there. Anyway, I go in there and I get the freaking magazine. I'm like, oh shoot!
Ned
I'm reading
Flanders.
all about it. I see the strategy guide in the glass. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the game comes out before I buy this. Before I purchase this
I got a piss.
freaking thing, I'm gonna wait for the strategy guide. But I was hyped for it, man.
Little did you know.
And the letdown, dude. And then the
gone.
system.
But you know what?
The game never came out.
You
First
could
of all,
download it for free online right now and play
Yeah, I know.
it. Because they hacked the shit out of
I know.
Dreamcast. That's why it died.
I know. But
Fully
I would be-
playable. Fully done.
I definitely would be excited. I would just be excited just to have Sega come back with hardware. Just any hardware. Even if there were just do a Dreamcast Mini or some shit like that. That would fucking, oh my God. I would go crazy for that.
That might
Let
be
alone-
something that they might do.
You know, if they did something like that, that would be insane.
That's
I would go
possible.
fucking nuts.
That's
Now,
possible.
That's just that. But if they came out with some new console to
Listen,
that's wishful thinking.
Put Jet Grind in there. Put your main
Dude.
titles on there. Like 7 Crazy Taxi. They did it for the phone. How much you can put all that stuff in there?
Dude, look, the Raspberry Pi fucking single board computer. You can emulate that with the 4. I think you can emulate it.
So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Plus, they did have success with the Genesis, so I'll give you that.
However, and that's realistic though.
The Mini.
That's a realistic expectation.
Yeah.
Like of them announcing something like that. But my wishful thinking, if my wish list is for them to announce some new shit, and I would be so fucking like so excited to hear that they're like, "Yeah, listen, I know we've been out of the game for a long time, but we actually have a system coming out." Like if they announce, "Hey,
I'm down.
Again.
I agree with you on the
and again, they have a
Dreamcast
lot of
Mini.
IPs to sell. This shit.
I agree with you on the Dreamcast Mini. Like I could see that happening. So,
I'd be happy with any. I'd be excited about anything along that line.
and
of
it's
a
fully,
Dreamcast
it's fully
Mini?
emulatable, so I can see it happening.
Just letting you know. Oh, where are you going? Oh, oh no, that's all right. That's okay.
It fell over.
It's okay, man. It's all right, man.
No, we were saying to them that it's feasible that they may come out, like they might announce
Yeah.
something like a Dreamcast Mini, which would
Yeah.
be
Well,
Okay.
that's what I said. I'd be even I said I would be happy, and I would probably purchase one myself if they came out with a Dreamcast Mini, if that's an announcement, and that's a realistic announcement. But then I was like,
it would be a smart move.
it would be a smart move. But then I'm like, but my wish list, a successor to the Dreamcast. Like
Well,
that-
yeah, there's
well, that's the wish list.
there's reality,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
something that could happen, and then there's
Right.
fantasy.
Right.
the
But
amount of people remaking Sonic Adventure
Right.
in dreams
Right.
means that people want to see Sonic Adventure,
Dude.
And if they can get that even in a Dreamcast Mini, they would be freaking happy.
Yes.
Or if they
I would
announced
be.
a Sega Adventure,
A Sega
Yeah,
Adventure.
that would be even more amazing.
Actually, that'd be a dope. You could put whatever character you want in that.
Check it out,
a
man.
Sonic Adventure, 3, right? They didn't
Three,
come out with
three,
3.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if they came out with a 3, that would surprise people.
That would get
also.
some people like
And that hasn't been done. So that's that
Even a
Sonic
Saturn
announcement
Mini.
might be good.
a Saturn Mini.
That's not gonna happen
Damn.
because of the emulation.
I'm about to say, it's
Well,
so
the
ugly,
emulation
though. It's
is
so
tough, but-
ugly. That's my only complaint is I love so many Saturn games. It's probably the one of the system that has probably my favorite games ever on that system.
That doesn't
but
age well.
It's so ugly. It's hideous.
The architecture of it is too hard
You got
to
another beer?
Yeah, you
shrink it down
Well,
like
you're-
that.
I got it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
a Saturn will be highly less plausible than a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Dreamcast is still like the
But,
graphics.
yeah.
Yeah, they've aged, but not as bad as the Saturn.
No, I actually played Crazy Taxi. What was
Yeah,
it?
that's
Like a
fine.
few weeks ago.
Yeah,
A few weeks ago, just throwing it on. it was my emulator.
Simplified stuff looks fine.
It's fucking
But
nice.
when you get to something like
Yeah.
Saturn,
Like a Resident Evil on the Saturn.
just like PlayStation
Yeah.
1,
I told
you
shit
saw
on
how
the
great
Saturn.
PlayStation 1 Mini did.
Yeah.
Didn't do good. It's not a good idea.
It's a
Yeah,
bad time
No,
to bring those. I mean, for the time, it's like, oh, this is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
You can't bring those back. They've
No,
N64. No, they've
No,
aged
but they-
terribly.
There's a ton of games that have
People still
like
want that.
what is
Yeah,
it?
they do.
Sonic Adventure did not. It aged.
No, those games
It's
look
not-
good.
it's not bad. It's
Those
not
games
bad.
look good. That's
Yeah,
next
yeah,
gen.
yeah.
They're still
128.
decent. Yeah.
128 looks good.
Yeah.
32 does not.
No, no,
64
no.
barely does.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
But it depends on the game too.
Artistic style wise,
It
they
depends
don't
on the
look
game.
good.
No. Saturn Excel with the thing that
2D.
Saturn, yeah, 2D.
Yeah.
Saturn excelled at 2D.
But it's
Like
a
the-
crappy
the-
emulation of it.
What was it? Street Fighter. What the fuck? Street Fighter Alpha?
All of the Street Fighters.
Or all the Street Fighters that came out
Anything
for Saturn
2D.
was like the definitive. They actually used the arcade.
Street Fighter Alpha was awesome for the Saturn. I fucking
Yeah,
love
well,
that shit.
it was a definitive. Like I remember seeing a video on YouTube. I don't know the YouTuber's name, but I remember seeing a video on YouTube. It was a comparison of the PlayStation Street Fighter Alpha versus the Saturn, and it was literally like night and day. The Saturn one looked exactly like the fucking like it had more frames of animation. It had fucking like it was just
Yeah. Arcade
it was an
performance.
arcade fucking port
Yeah.
basically, and I was on the Saturn.
Yeah.
But they ain't
But when it
announcing
came to 3D,
He said
They ain't
that.
announcing
no,
that,
no,
though.
I'm saying when
The
it came,
Saturn Mini, I wouldn't even be happy about that. I'd be
However,
like, nah,
when-
this shit's ugly, man.
but when it came to 3D shit, Saturn was killed by the PlayStation. Sony fucking destroyed them when
Yep.
it came to that. Now,
But that's what we're not
yeah.
gonna see that.
But,
so
yeah.
hopefully, Sega
Again.
comes out with something.
yeah,
We'll leave it to them.
I hope
Surprise
they
us.
announce. I hope they announce
Y'all have traumatized us too much. You guys are due. I have faith. I have
Surprise
faith.
us.
biggest trauma to
Got my Shining Force 3 remake shirt on right now. I got faith.
But to segue into our next bit of news, the biggest thing that
What
that
is it?
traumatized me, the biggest thing that traumatized me was not having Half-Life come out on the Dreamcast. And that being said, Half-Life.
He said, "What do you want over there? What beer you want over there?"
Oh,
I can't get it.
Yeah, he was about to
just get
tip
up and
over.
get it.
He tried to be slick.
I'm just getting up and getting
and he tried to snatch it during the fight. Yo,
So,
if you fell over,
the
oh my
news.
god, that'd be amazing.
news time. Valve believes Half-Life Alyx will be modded to play without VR.
I don't even understand that sentence.
All right, listen.
It's a VR game only.
I know, but like, just read the sentence. It doesn't sound like it makes sense Valve believes Half-Life.
It's the company.
I know. It's just if you read it like that, it's like what am I reading
yeah.
right now?
Well,
So-
yeah. If you don't know about anything, the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, I'd be like,
So it's a VR game. It's selling a lot. It's changing the VR space as we know it to be like the game for VR. It's like their Mario
Yes.
for like Mario 64, what that did for 3D games.
I have some gripes with that, but yes.
So it's selling. It's sold a hell of a lot, and it's
Yes.
making people buy VR, and because it's only available for that.
yeah, that's the thing.
So I'll let you go on about how you dislike this, and you
Listen.
can go yell at the clouds, old man.
Well,
yell
listen
at
to
the
this.
clouds, old man.
All right, guys. I'm going to be
go
very
for it.
brief, okay?
Lies.
Very brief. I thought about this, and this is the reason why I picked this article to be the news today. I'm a big Half-Life fan.
I'm waiting for it.
Half-Life 2, okay, is one of the biggest ball drop cliffhangers in gaming history. We've been waiting for 13 years for Half-Life 3.
Is that all?
13 years, dude.
That's just 13.
And then they came out with this. And when I heard that they were coming out with a Half-Life, I thought to myself, fuck, it's finally happening. Half-Life 3, it's finally happening. And they're like, nope. This is just a side story that kind of explains a little bit about what happens to the third chapter in the fucking Half-Life 2. I said, and then I'm like, okay, all right, I could deal with that. And then I read a little bit more, and they're like, yeah, and it's VR only. And I said, oh, shit. I'm not a fan of VR, all right?
As it is.
I've tried it. I've
as
tried
it is now.
I've tried it as it is now. I've tried it. I get motion sickness, and this is the fucked up thing. I play first-person shooters. I like the stories in first-person shooters.
Yeah.
I don't get motion sickness. When I fucking try the VR shit, I get motion sickness. And I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, dude, I can't do it. The thing about it, it's like, I'm not a fan of VR for that reason. That's one reason, though. That's the first reason. And that's something that I guess you can kind of learn or get
I felt that
accustomed
way.
to it.
When
You can
first
get
persons-
accustomed to it.
When first persons first came out, I felt that way.
But it's something that like you can get accustomed to it. Like it's like using a arcade fight stick controller.
Well, it's
for
not
the
even
first
that.
time.
It's more of the technical aspect of what it's showing you.
Well,
As it gets better,
I
your
underst-
eyes will be able to handle it better.
I understand it, yes, but just like muscle memory with using
Yeah,
the
yeah.
control
Being
pad
used to doing it,
versus a arcade stick or whatever. It's
Give it a week.
muscle
Give it-
memory.
give it
It's
a
like
week.
you have to just get used to it.
Give it a week.
So that's the first issue, though. That's the issue that I have. Like,
only
there's
been a week.
There's like a learning curve that you have to go through, right? So, all right. Second issue I have is there's so many different types of. First of all, this is a PC. This is not for PlayStation yet. At least I don't know. They're going to announce it. If they're going to
possible,
announce it, it's
but
possible.
It's
They
selling
didn't
their,
announce
it's
anything.
selling their stuff.
It
right
is
now.
selling a lot of stuff. However,
Index.
there's so many different types of VR headsets that you can do, and the buy-in for that
For a good
is
one.
pretty fucking steep.
For a good one, it's about a G.
You can buy a cheap one.
It's about a stack.
What's the cheapest VR headset? What is it? What's the
You can get the PS4 one for like used $200.
No, I'm saying to play this game.
Who knows if it's coming out for it? For this, yeah, you
No,
can
no,
get one
right,
500.
right at this
probably?
point in time, what's the cheapest VR headset that you can buy to play this game?
The one that Valve is selling is $1,000.
See, that's my problem with
But who's to say that's the only way to play it? It just came out. They're obviously going to sell what they make first.
Exactly. They're not. Well, that's my issue. But the thing is, it's like, and we say this shit all the
But
time.
do you want to get dizzy playing it or not?
This is-
that's the reason.
No,
That's
well,
the difference.
Well, here's the thing, though. I always say this shit, and this applies to not even just this game. This applies to everything. Okay, I hate it when a game goes. The only way you can play this is motion controls. I hate that. Variety is the spice of life. It makes everything.
Oh, tell me about it.
It makes everything. It makes all the fucking difference. It makes all the difference. It really does, man. Listen,
depends.
Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty, right? But I don't play online. I
Yeah.
play the campaign. I'm a minority when it comes to like that type of shit. Now, a lot of people play online, obviously, because they have the fucking online only version or whatever, the free to play. But I like playing the single player game, right? And for a while, they would do two versions of it. They would do the campaign, and then they would do the online, right? Games were coming out. A lot of games were coming out like that. They would have the campaign and then have the online. If they have motion controls in the game, they give you the option to use a controller or fucking motion controls or whatever the fuck. The options.
Well, it reminds me
makes
of Resident Evil 7 in a sense because it's like
yes.
Resident Evil's always been a third-person game, and everyone loves the third-person view.
Yes.
And they went with the first-person view, which still sold a lot and still did very well. And then Remake 2, came
tried
out.
and true one.
And it was the third person. So it's like,
Right.
yeah, as far as that's concerned, it's like, I don't want to play a game that I'm used to playing a certain way,
Yes.
changed. And like, for example, like, you have your, VR
It's still
thing going
first
on.
person though. It's not that
No,
different.
that's true. That's true. But for somebody like Al, who's, played it, anticipating it, and it's like, yeah, he wouldn't mind.
Right.
He probably would actually think about it, but you have to pick up a VR to do it.
Yeah. It's not easy right now.
That's it's not like, hey, I'll spend $100 tops. No, that's not even
It's not even close.
That's fucked up.
Not
Like
even
that
close,
that's a fucked up thing
Not even
about it.
close,
But yeah,
dude.
like you said, it does play first person.
Right.
And it probably is pretty dope. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if you can get one for like a $50 or whatever, you're like, hey, yeah, let me try it out, whatever.
Yes,
But
exactly.
like $1,000, that's fucked up.
fucking curb.
If someone did like,
curb.
I mean, come on.
I mean, the cheaper headsets. I looked too. I looked to see what's the cheaper headset. I think it was like $300.
Like
That's
think
still
of Panzer.
fucking steep,
Think of Panzer, right? Panzer's got the true remake coming out.
Right.
You know,
And there's a VR version.
and then there's a VR version. The VR version didn't get that much heat because the remake. Like, all right, if I don't like the fact that there's a VR
Options.
one, I could still at least mess with the remake and be happy about it.
Exactly.
But it's kind of cool that they did make a VR. Like, you kind of appreciate
Right.
the VR thing, like as
Right,
an
right.
option. But
Right.
if they did like a VR Shining Force 3, I'd kill somebody.
Right.
Like, I would be in jail.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can't.
But-
Like
what
do you
this
have to
news is about though is that they believe that the fact that people have taken Half-Life and redone it completely, they've made it over
yes.
and improved on the mistakes that they've made. They know that someone will take this if it's open source at any time or something, or just recreate the game itself
Yes.
in the first person mode that you want it to
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
in,
yeah. Yes.
regardless of if they have it in VR. Or
Right,
not.
right.
Someone will take it upon
Someone will
themselves
do
to
it.
make it first person with that storyline.
Yeah.
And I got.
Will it be better? Will it be better than the VR game? Not according to the people who made the VR.
It's
Because-
different experience.
Because
Especially-
they made it for that kind of
Yeah, right,
experience.
Yeah. Plus, the way that you actually control that game, you don't walk around. You pinpoint where you're going. It's like a point and
Yeah.
click, basically. You can tell where
yes.
you could go.
Yeah, they have a.
And then it goes there. So you
there's
play
a
it
thing
that
called
way.
gravity gun gloves that you wear, and you
pop over the way you wanna be.
You flick your wrist like this, like the Force.
Flicking the wrist.
Yeah.
Flicking the wrist.
You flick your wrist or whatever, you do it like this, and it's like the Force, and you can like grab objects. Like,
That's
like
cool.
if an object's over there on a shelf, you can just go like this, and it'll
So-
come right to you in your hand. And it's from what I've seen from reviews,
Looks dope.
everybody's like, this shit feels like you're fucking really like have control.
I think
Or have powers
it's
or
probably
whatever.
a dope game.
I'm sure
it
it's
probably
dope.
is a dope game.
I'm
They
sure
can't
it's
just
dope.
take it. They can't just take this game and make it first person.
into
They
what-
have to change it.
the
There-
traditional way.
There is another issue that I have with
Okay.
this is the nail in the coffin for me. The nail in the coffin is that this is the first part of several series.
It's gonna be a few of them on
Yeah,
that.
this is gonna be like like Final Fantasy VII, the remake. This is gonna be like the same shit.
Will one of them be 3 though at some point? If they get to a point where this is normal.
But you know what's messed up? I don't know how you will be
I read
because
a
I
lot
mean
of
this
shit
doesn't
on this,
apply
so-
to me at all.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't fuck with this.
Yeah.
But like if they keep releasing ones on the VR and then like, oh wait, the VR is selling.
Right.
We're gonna do part 3 on the VR. Like,
Oh, they probably will.
yeah, no, like that's
Why do you think it's taking 13 years?
Yeah,
They're waiting so they don't have to make the same
And
game
then it's
again.
like,
They don't want to make the same type of game again. They're waiting for the future
and
to
there's no
take over.
backlash really because the other ones are doing fine.
They're all dead. No, it's a long time ago. It's not that long. It's only 13 years.
Dude,
It's not 50 years
man.
ago. It's
Listen,
13 years. It's
13
fine.
years is a long fucking time. Yo, Shining Force 3. Shining Force 3, right? That's what is the third?
I knew he was
The third scenario, right?
no, second and third.
Or second and third.
Second
I'm
and
sorry.
third.
Second and third.
Second, third, and premium disc did not come out here.
Never came out here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's equivalent to that. That's like, well, here's the difference though. The difference it's not actually that bad because
We had to translate it.
at least you had to translate it, and at least you see the end. You got the fucking story.
It plays
you
the
got
same
the goddamn story,
plays the
man.
same
I'm
way.
sure there's a Half-Life book
Shit.
out there that said the end.
No,
Well, listen, it would be like
no story.
This-
It's
this
the
type of
biggest
thing, though,
cliffhanger.
It's so
taking it
sneaky.
from VR to first person would be like taking Time Crisis to Call of Duty. Like it would change the game too much.
Yeah.
So I got to see. I would like to be able to
Listen.
experience it the way they want it to be experienced. I don't know if I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna buy their full-on headset. If I get like the PS4 headset PS4 headset. If I get the PS5 headset and it's available for that,
Yeah.
and then you get that experience the way they want it to be, because I wouldn't get it for the PS4 because it would make me dizzy because it's not powerful enough. I need it to be the next step to be as smooth as it needs
It's
to
one
be.
of those things where it's like,
But I think it would be cool.
you're damned. Like if you're like a really, we're looking forward to like this sequel, and you want it the way, everyone who wants a sequel wants it a similar way to what they're used to. You're gonna have them like, fuck. But then you're gonna have people who like just kind of forgot about it. Oh wait, this is coming back out. I
At
got
least
it.
it's
Like,
something.
yeah, it's so mixed. It's so mixed, and I could understand all
It's not like the
opinions.
Shining series though.
What?
And as a good reference too. It's not like how Shining Force and Shining Resonance or whatever.
Oh, I
Those
agree
are
with
two
that.
different games.
No,
completely.
I agree with that.
This is at
wholeheartedly.
least close to
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
no,
was.
no, that's the
It's just
fucked
the
up thing.
future.
That's the fucked up thing
It's the
about
next
it.
step from that.
That's I think what makes it worse. It's like you fucks. Like, you're so close to what I want, and then you just
The closest comparison that I would say would be what you mentioned before with the Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah.
That's the closest comparison, which is
But if it
which
changes,
is what they
if
should
it,
fucking do.
if it changes the
I'm
game
glad-
enough,
I'm
then I'll be
glad
like, all right.
that
That's why it's like a.
at the same time though. At the same time though, even though I feel a certain type of way that this is only in VR, I'm glad
The name
that
is bro.
Valve is like
It's
they
not
know. Yeah,
It's
well,
not a
they
dead
know,
franchise.
They know that this shit.
That is a positive.
They
That
know
is a
that we
positive.
exist, and motherfuckers out there that fucking play. They know that we
positive.
exist. I'm sure they hear us because I
Positive.
listen before earlier today. I went on message boards and looking at people like it was split. It was like right down the middle. There's people that are on board with the VR
I figure it is like,
and
yeah,
the other
I
half
figure
is
that's-
where I am, where it's just like, dude, what the fuck, man? I'm not paying $1,000 for a fucking thing to experience this shit.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not fucking,
Don't force
like
people to get a certain thing to play your
like,
game.
come
It's-
on, dude. This is
it is
expensive.
getting
It's
good
a
reviews,
big
though.
investment to fucking make.
and it's probably good
For that.
It's probably. Good.
I'm sure
I
it's
guarantee
good.
it's a good game.
I'm sure
but
it's an awesome experience. However, again, it's expensive. It's episodic. That's another thing. I'm like, if it was a complete story, I would be like, shit,
I
I'm
just
gonna
wanna
have to
see-
save up money to fucking get this. Like,
I just want to see you play it and a face hugger hop on your face
Right.
in the game.
Oh,
while
dude,
you
the
have
crowd-
it on your
yeah.
head.
Snap that shit right out.
I want to see you run around.
That's
with
why
the
I'm playing shit
headset
like
on.
Up to you.
that. I'll snap my head back.
dude.
That's why I'm hoping that the new generation of stuff is wireless, because that's the biggest thing that I hate about the
No,
one I
that
have.
shit's plugged in.
It's crazy, but just to hook it up, I haven't even played half the VR games I
How long
own.
does it take to hook up?
It's like 20, like
Because you have to.
It's a
you have
long
to.
time,
You
man.
have to.
Oh
like,
shit!
You have to
Really?
fucking calibrate it too.
just hooking it up takes too long because you have extra wires with the Elgato and the TV and all this other extra stuff. It was not just plug it in and play.
Right.
I could do it that way, but it's a hassle. So if it's wireless, that's going to make a huge difference as
Yeah.
far as how
I
easy it
agree.
is to play this stuff.
But wireless
Needs to have the next step up.
high refresh rate where you don't get fucking motion sickness and the price.
Yep. So hopefully the next generation coming up solves most of that.
And you know what? I will say this though, for VR, for the longest time, how long has VR been out? Like officially,
while.
like 2
Been a
years
while.
now, right? Around there.
Been out a while. It's a while now.
So
bit.
and they haven't had an IP like the
Not as big as that.
No.
No.
like
big one.
this is, and I've seen already from the
Well, they have
reviews.
Star Wars is probably the biggest one, right? Star Wars.
Nah, they have like
Nah, they have
other stuff.
like,
they have good titles.
They have decent titles.
It's
But
just
nothing.
that, is
no-
it big enough for like this?
like this right now? Like there's such a big fan base for this game, or just this series in general, Half-Life, that it is a system seller. Like you were saying, there's people.
They've
that are
been
going
sold out for forever.
VRs.
The VR that they've come out with this has been sold out.
for this game.
Yeah, just for this game.
this game. Like this is a system seller.
It's working.
This is the IP. Like that's a system seller.
If you want something that somebody's going to pay $1,000 for, this is probably the title for
the
it.
thing is, it's like for
And Final Fantasy VII.
and that's just and that's just right now with PC. And the problem with PC You know, and listen, I play PC games, but the
I don't.
problem with PC is like
You have a powerful
to
system.
you have to keep up. Yeah, you have to keep up, and
Unless
not
you
only
stream
are
it on the cloud.
yeah. Well, shit, man, that's another subject for another fucking time. But the problem is, it's such a big investment, and to keep up with it, it's like
You gotta
you
spend that money.
need the top of the line. You need the top of the line,
You spend half your life
Dude,
buying
man.
it.
You gotta spend that cabbage.
dude, man. It's always
That
it's,
guap.
you know, it's like a muscle car, man. You're always tweaking the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're always adding some shit. You're always, you know, it's a
Gotta
never
be
ending
your hobby, man.
I gotta go faster.
Yeah,
Gotta go fast.
it's a never ending investment.
You
But
didn't even have your car.
let us know what you guys think, man. You already know what we think, so leave your thoughts in the comments
Yeah, man.
or questions.
Yes, sir.
And that leads us to our
Main topic.
main topic.
You all
And,
right?
I'm constipated. Let me start. Our main topic, man.
Yeah. So we weren't here last week. It wasn't a live show, so we missed out on the Xbox announcement basically when they announced more of their specs, and we missed out on the Sony announcement for the PS5. So we didn't get a chance to talk about them. Now we get to talk about it. There's a lot of reactions to this Sony announcement. Basically, they gave us. I'll wait till you get back before.
Well,
I get
yeah. He's not missing much because we already spoke about this before, but
Well,
I mean,
no, they didn't. Basically, they gave us a GDC conference spiel. So it
Game
was,
Developers Conference, for all you guys who don't know what the hell GDC is.
yeah, you should know if you're watching us.
It's for developers, man.
But
And
it's not for us. It's for
not for-
people
yeah.
who make the game.
It's not for consumers, for the gamers. It's for the developers. It's information that they need to know so they know what the hell to expect and they know how easy or hard it is to make the games.
And the way they explained this to us was PlayStation 5 reveal
Right.
tomorrow was what the headline was, and everybody was excited. We finally get to see
Bad promo.
what the PlayStation looks like.
Yeah. Bad PR. Bad
So-
PR.
So I mean, it wasn't a bad conference. I mean, the information that they gave was great,
No, they give a lot of
especially
information.
if you were into that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
But as a normal person who doesn't go into C++ program and all this type of deal, it was over most people's heads.
Well, for you and I, we understand.
I understood
that-
it,
we
but it's still
understood that.
just
However-
the way that they told us.
Yeah.
It was a very smooth, monotone.
Well, Mark
way.
Cerny is the lead
Yes.
architect
Yeah.
of Sony. He's the one that also developed. Well, he's the lead architect of the PS4.
He's very
And-
well spoken.
He is very well spoken. He looks like a serial killer, but he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy in person.
His level of
I'm just,
excitement.
I'm joking, man.
His level of excitement for this type of thing needed to be here,
Yeah.
but it was like here.
However, it wasn't a conference.
No. It wasn't built for excitement.
It wasn't built for excitement, and it wasn't like an E3, like a presentation, like the way, like, because if you look, actually, if you go back, if you could, oh shit,
Stop drinking.
dude, he just hit 23 Sound just hit one of our lights here.
My bad.
Anyway, yeah, if you go back and you look at the reveal of the PlayStation 4, okay, that E3, and again, this is E3.
Yeah.
This wasn't at the GDC. This right now is a different time. So of course, if you don't have, much like the WWE, if you don't have a crowd to react to, if you don't have an audience to fucking,
They had
get
shadows
feedback
of
from-
people's heads.
Yeah,
They
there
had,
were some
people, eh?
They were moving.
Yeah,
there were people, but if like,
They're not going to give you any energy or feedback off
No.
of specs. Like, come on.
well,
No, they would.
No, they would.
Well, they're not going to go.
They should have.
no, that's the hit that. Well,
They were probably excited for it, but they didn't do it.
No, I don't think they were.
but they
real.
did in the E3 for the PS4, the reveal of the PS4.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But that's because
They showed it.
it was a fucking and they showed everything.
They
and that's
expected people
and
to
that's
show
what,
it.
That's where I think the disconnect was, where I think they did a terrible job of
telling you what it was.
yeah. Because listen, PS5 or just the next Sony console,
gonna be dope.
PS5, they've since
They
now,
haven't said anything,
The
though.
only thing we know is the fucking logo and the specs.
Yeah.
We have no fucking, and we know the dev kits. That's it.
You'd think that the day after, well, the 2 days
Dude.
after what Xbox did,
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be like, hey, I'm going to show what we got now.
Yeah.
Now we can do it because
Yeah.
Xbox did it. That's why people were excited.
Yes.
And when they did what they did, and people were waiting at the end of the show, like, okay, now they're going to show us what it looks like.
man,
And he said, thank you. And the lights went out. People
They
were
even said that beforehand.
so
they weren't going to
mad.
show any games, right?
no
they
games.
Said,
but
yeah, they
they were
said that
expecting the
beforehand.
system.
No games.
They were expecting to see what it
Like
looked
the
like.
actual
So a picture,
model.
a picture of
Listen,
what it looked like. 'Cause You
nope.
know how Xbox came out and they showed what it looked like
The
out
rock-
of nowhere.
right.
They
The
just showed the
bazooka.
commercial.
Right,
The bazooka.
But they showed it though.
Yeah.
And the first thing you heard about it was this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And Sony to be sitting there like, they don't need to know what it looks
Yeah.
like. Like, what is it going to hurt for us to know what it looks like right now?
Well,
Unless they don't know.
I understand. I understand where they were coming from because again, they're not going to show any games. It's not meant for the gamers.
Show us a
It's
picture.
it's meant for the developers, right?
Show the developers
No.
a picture.
I was about to say they probably shouldn't even had it for the public. Just like show the developers privately and like
Just
no
like
one
the-
else cares.
Just like the toy fair
Toy
or
fair.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's for the people, not it's for
it's
the people
not
who
for the
are
people.
in the industry, not for us.
Industry people only.
Who did he
They
look like? What's his name?
Mark Cerny.
No. What did he look like? What celebrity he look like?
I forget.
Dana Carvey.
Yes, Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
Dana
Look just
Carvey.
like him.
He does look like with fucking
Oh my god.
crazy
it was-
beady
it was-
fucking eyes.
I was
He does
watching
look
Maximilian. He
Yeah.
said the exact same thing.
No, it's referenced everywhere. He looks just
Oh,
like
he looks like a overworked Dana Carvey.
Overworked.
Bags under his eyes. He's like, yo, I haven't slept in fucking 5 days. Let me say.
But it was too long-winded. First of all, it was just too
Was
long-winded.
it like 30 minutes?
it was a
That's
long time. I was passing out.
the negative.
Everyone was passing out.
That's the negative. All right. I didn't watch the shit live.
I
You
saw
watched,
it. I
you
saw
watched
it.
it live.
Yes.
I saw 2 minutes. I said, get this shit off.
You went to
I
sleep.
can't do it.
I didn't
Me-
get to the end. I was like, what happened?
Me and you
no
both,
support.
we understand the specs and what they were trying to,
It started out strong. Listen, what he was talking about, I was like, oh, cool. He's
Yes.
talking about how games are going to play, what's going to change the next
I was
generation.
going to say that the thing I wanted to talk about, some positives from that.
So they were talking about SSDs, so solid state drives.
Yes. And they have a proprietary, like their own patented version of
That's-
that. So Microsoft can't copy them because they
Well,
have
they
the
have
patent.
their own.
They have their patent.
They have their own
to
too.
their own. Yeah, they have their own, but
Sony actually lets you use third party,
yes.
but not every third party. But
No.
they actually you can
do.
buy
Yes.
one that's not from Sony and put it in your system
Oh, okay.
as an extra
That's
space.
good.
If you have a hard drive or whatever that you want to attach to it, the USB, you can do that.
Yeah, they said they'll let you know. Don't go out and buy one right now.
Microsoft,
right,
that you have to use theirs. For
Well,
Microsoft.
You don't have to
Well,
buy their.
Well,
Microsoft,
they'll let
they,
you know the specs of which ones would work.
in,
whatever.
in comparison, Microsoft said that they have their own.
That's a
Basically, it's a memory card,
yeah, but I didn't like
and
that.
you put it in there, and it works for them.
Yeah, but
That's the only thing that works for it.
Really?
Yeah.
so
that-
they kind of did a flip flop there.
that right there, I was like,
That could be a
Sony got.
that could be a problem.
Depends
Sony
on the
got a
price.
plus
It
for
depends
that.
on the price.
That's-
It depends on the price.
Well, that's the thing.
Because if the Microsoft one is cheaper than even all of the Sony ones, then they got something going.
That's
but
true.
usually proprietary ones are more expensive.
they're usually more
Yeah,
expensive.
I foresee them having that pretty.
But I was
pricey.
like,
Hashtag PS Vita memory
yeah,
cards.
yeah, death of it, death of a system
Yo,
because
the
of that.
fucking Vita memory cards, they were proprietary memory cards
Sony was always known for that,
that were ridiculously priced.
but Sony was known for that
And they were, yes.
with the mini disc
yes.
for music,
Yes.
and they had cards,
Yes.
and then the
And
Vita
look
cards,
at what happened to them.
and they all failed with
All
that.
of them failed.
So now,
But
they
PS4,
switched it
they
up.
changed that shit. Remember, they gave
You
you,
could put
the
your own
ability
thing in.
to add your own
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
hard drive if you wanted.
Yeah.
Not right away.
But Microsoft had their own hard drive
But
for
eventually.
360.
Yes.
Yep. So they're still doing it.
So it's almost like every generation they fucking switch places
Yeah.
and they go, no, we need this proprietary. No,
Well,
we
this is
need
the thing, though. You can still plug in a hard drive
Yes.
to the system. Any hard drive,
Yes.
slow hard drive, whatever you want to do.
It's not going to work. the
You
same.
can play your old games with that.
Yes.
The new games have to be on the new hard drive because of the way that they work.
Mhm.
Because what they were talking about with the SSD, for Sony at least,
Mm-hmm.
they said that the way they're doing it means way less loading time.
Right.
Almost instantaneous,
Yes.
if not maybe a second or two. So
That's fast as shit.
you're not gonna be sitting there waiting
That's
for as
why.
far as what they have planned for the system.
You know what would have been dope if they had a presentation actually showing that.
they
will.
did. They
that,
did.
No, that would have been so dope.
well, they did with
well, they-
Spider-Man back
Well, that
back
was
when
a
they
year ago.
first announced it.
That was a year ago.
But still, that was not a new game that's
No.
showing
Right.
you 100% what it can do.
Yeah, it was
It's
just
built
basically
for
like
it.
a release title.
Yeah.
Working on the system,
And
but
that-
showing how fast it is.
And that was a leaked
Yeah.
video of Spider-Man loading because they were trying to demonstrate like what the next gen could do.
Could do.
But
And-
now, if it's built for it, it's even less.
Right.
But they were talking about other stuff that most people didn't care about. But it was like, when I turn here, does the game have to load before I can see it? Stuff like that.
Right.
And I was like, wow, it's going to be around you,
Right.
and you won't have to load stuff. There's
In
no
real
pop-up.
time, yeah.
There's no nothing like that.
It's already loaded and it's like, all right, a lot of people don't know as far as like games development when they do a stage or they do a map, right? A 3D map or whatever type of map it is, right? You're going into a world 3D. When you're
Assets.
playing a game, whatever is in front of you on the screen has to render in real time, right?
Everything off the screen doesn't.
Everything off the screen is not rendered. So when you turn, like the frame rate is affected by it. That's why when you add more like detail to the graphics, it slows down
Slows
the frame
down,
rate.
yeah.
And that's why you see in this generation, you see a lot of 30 frame per second, whatever they have to like cap it
Yep.
at that because when they move around, it's like you have to render all the fucking details and shit. So the less details, the faster it can render, right? But now with the next generation, they can add all the detail. They can render the entire map because what happens is if you it's whatever's on the screen is what's rendered. So when you turn left,
It's there.
that has to fucking render. So they have to slow it down to fucking
They don't have to do
to
that.
match it. Now it's they
And
don't
this is
have
for
to do
both
that at all.
systems. So they both have SSD.
Yes.
But this is the thing. The assets that they'd have to use, they would have to use like a tree.
Yes. Yes.
And it would be they'd have to go back to the well and get that tree to put here and then put it here and then
Right.
put it here.
Right.
So on the disk, the data that they had to go to, they had to get to that area to put it there. Now,
Yes.
solid state can just pop. They can put it wherever the hell they want because it doesn't read anything. It's
Right.
solid state.
Another way to put it too is like for game developers, like right when they're making a game, loading loading screens.
Yeah.
They do a lot of tricks to make you forget about loading. Like in most games, they'll do like, instead of having an actual loading screen where you see it loading,
They'll have
They'll-
tips.
they'll
You can read
do
it.
like fast travel, right? Fast travel. That shit has to load a new map, right? So they'll show an animation, whatever, right? That's last gen. New gen,
Nothing.
instantaneous, nothing. It's just like
You don't have to
I'm
get
there, like there's no loading.
You don't have to get on the elevator anymore
That shit
and
is,
wait.
yeah. Resident Evil. You get in a fucking elevator. Yeah, the door is closed. You have to go into a room. You open the door.
Now the zombies don't have to wait either.
Yeah. No, but that shit is it's literally
That's gonna change the way
loading
games are played.
times is gonna change the game. Just like going from Super Nintendo to PlayStation.
Remember when
I
you could turn on a
remember
game?
that feeling. I remember that feeling from first going from Super Nintendo, where it's like instantaneous,
Mm-hmm.
where you had that feeling where it's just like, there's no loading in this shit.
Yeah.
This is whatever. Blah,
Now
blah,
they're
blah.
going backwards in time
And
to
then
do
you
that
go
again.
to fucking PlayStation where it's 3D graphics, and
Yeah,
you're like,
wait.
oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
And then
wait.
I'm like, what the fuck loading?
Well, you can play Galaga during Ridge Racer. Though.
Yeah, no more now, no more.
Where,
No, but-
where are you gonna get your little games then?
It's a game changer. I think that's one of
That's
the
the
biggest,
biggest things about this generation.
I think that's the biggest thing for both generations. The only difference is, and we still don't know, is the price.
Yeah, which is probably gonna be high.
The second thing.
Well,
which
and
we
I'm
gotta
still
get
talking about the last other thing.
to. Oh, yeah.
So they did say another interesting thing that they said during the boring conference was that the way that the stages are made,
Yes.
the way they make winding paths and stuff like that to get to new areas,
Right.
is because that's when the game is loading to open that new city. And now they don't have to do that. So you can just open a gate and the city is there. You don't have to go through a tunnel or some weird like underground thing to get to the thing. It's a different way of making games, and that's
Yeah.
very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I wanna
It
see how they
basically
implement
gives the game developers freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like before they were limited, so they had to fucking come up with tricks
That's cool.
to make the game, like the person playing the game
Feel like it's not loading.
like, yeah. And there's some games that did it like flawlessly.
Yeah.
That did an awesome job of making it load, but you're still playing, but it's actually loading the next part of the map or whatever.
Sometimes
This
they'll
is
have
all
some-
stuff basically. This is all stuff that we don't think about.
Sometimes they'll have a long cut scene of
Right.
somebody just talking.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
when
yes.
it's loading your whole
And it's
new
loading
level.
everything, but you don't know it though.
And you can't skip that talking.
yeah.
because it's loading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is all stuff that you don't think about when you're playing the game. Of course, this is.
You don't want to think about it while playing the game.
No, you don't.
And you don't want to think about it during the conference.
Well, it's the same thing as a movie. Like when like movie and video games is similar in the fact that like you watch a movie, you want to be immersed in a movie, right?
Yes.
You want to be immersed in the story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see if you see something shitty in a movie, like a bad special effect that takes you out of the movie. You notice that right away, and it takes you out of the movie, just like a game. Like you see something shitty in a game, it takes you out of the movie. It takes you out of the game. Sorry.
I was like, wait, hold on.
Well, now games are movies anyway.
Well,
so.
yeah, but that's why it's very similar, especially nowadays. Now with the graphics and everything and like that, and the production that goes involved, where you got voice actors, you got fucking like there's a lot of elements that are involved, and it's actually surpassed movies.
I wonder how much,
as far as like money that it takes to make a game.
How much loading time? How much loading time was in Metal Gear Solid 4?
Oh my god!
Because of all
actually, shit.
all
How
the
much
movies
loading
in
time
that.
was it for Grand Theft Auto 5, man?
When you first start,
Dude, you have to,
I think that's the thing that's extremely underrated is that the time to put a game in and actually start to play it.
Yeah.
I can't even count how many times I've wanted to play a game and it would take so long to start the game I didn't want to play it anymore.
Yes.
why do you think every game is 100 hours?
Yeah.
It's all loaded.
Well, 40 of that is from trying to start the fucking thing.
Yeah,
The biggest thing is downloading the content to play.
yeah.
No, like, but plugging, putting a game,
Right.
in the slot, hitting on, and playing it within the first 30 seconds.
Even minute.
Like, if that doesn't happen, it's like,
Yeah.
why is this not happening? It's just taking too fucking long.
To go on with that, I mean, it's like graphics, all right? Graphics.
They're always going to be good now.
Everybody's saying like
They're going to be
everybody's-
great now.
Everybody's talking about like resolution. Like resolution, like do you really fucking notice the difference between like
Well, this is what it is.
you do notice it.
This
If
is what
you
it is.
really look for it, you will notice it. But
This is
when
what it
you're
is.
playing a game,
They're not focusing on the resolution right now. They're focusing on how
Well-
fast the frame rate is, whether it's going to be 144 frames,
Yeah.
60 frames, stuff like that.
Yes.
If they're pushing to get everything running at 60 frames,
that's awesome.
flawless,
That's awesome.
smooth, and everything's going to look fine.
That's
if they go
awesome.
higher than that, they
It doesn't
future-proofing.
need to be go higher.
Well, future proofing, they're saying 8K and all this. They
It
don't need to
doesn't-
talk about 8K right
No,
now.
they shouldn't.
Not at all.
They
Get
shouldn't.
everything 60 frames.
That's
people
not
be
the
happy.
point of games, to be
No.
honest. It's like if you break it down to the essence of games, it
Right.
doesn't have to do with how it looks. Like it really doesn't. Like you have to make sure it plays nice. Then it's
Yes.
like, all
Both
right, if
systems.
it plays nice, and then you make it look nice, I'm fucking blown away. But if it's like, like a lot of games that like, especially from like the last gen, when they would make that conversion over, especially like wrestling games, right? You jump from 360 to what was it? Xbox One or whatever.
Well,
When
they took that into
2K15.
consideration,
Like,
yeah.
they went over there and did it look good? Yeah.
They focused on the graphics and not the game.
Exactly,
and that
yeah.
killed it.
Yeah, it destroyed 2K for me. It, like,
Basically, it's like a video that looks okay, but
Yeah.
sounds great.
yeah,
You can watch it.
Exactly what
Even
it
like,
is.
say it's like a bootleg movie. If you got, if you got,
That's exactly what
if
it
you got a
is,
bootleg
bootleg
screen that
movie.
looks okay, but
Yeah.
it sounds good, you can watch the whole thing.
yes.
But
yes.
say that they made this, if it was a perfect movie,
Yeah.
looked fine. The sound was all busted.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't really hear it. It was
No.
only on the left speaker. It was all
No.
crunched up. You can't watch that thing.
No, you
So
can't.
when you go and if you make the graphics that good and forget about the gameplay,
Yeah.
which is the sound and this,
Yeah.
it's not, the game is terrible.
But the cool thing is, like, once the gameplay is you got that down to a T.
You don't have to worry about the graphics. It's
and
good.
then like
They're
you could,
good.
and you could do the graphics, regular, but like even if you do up a notch, it makes it that much cooler. Like, oh my god, this plays amazing, and it just looks like Gears of War 5, right? Like Gears of War 5 plays dope. I love the way that plays, and it's a beautiful game, really
That's-
beautiful.
That's why development has to be easy on this stuff.
Yeah,
Because they can't hit a bottleneck and be like, okay, we made it look this good, but now we can't finish the game because it took too long to make it look like this.
yeah.
So what they did with the Xbox, like we've seen it. They already showed us what it looked like. They already discussed and they showed the controllers and
bazooka.
stuff. But now they actually showed us what the controller is and the differences in it and stuff like that.
Right.
And they changed the D-pad, which is awesome because they needed to.
I don't think I saw it yet.
I
It
saw
looks
it.
exactly like the
Is it-
same
Is
thing.
it the same
They
shit?
made
It's
it-
the same shit,
They've
pretty
been
much.
using the same type of.
Well, they
It's the same
rounded it.
shit.
They rounded it a little. They made it smaller slightly, and
D-pad's different.
the D-pad
It
is
doesn't
completely
pop
different.
off. Like you
D-pad
have to
looks
press
better.
it down.
Obviously I haven't touched it, but it looks better. Looks like it controls better. And they said that the buttons are closer together. Not super close, but it's a little bit different. So hands-on with it said it's a much better controller than what it used to be.
So it's a refined.
I've always
Xbox
liked the
One.
Xbox controller.
So they made that better.
I did too.
Yeah.
System-wise, from the specs right now, it seems that the Xbox is going to be more powerful than the PlayStation 5, but the PlayStation 5 is using techniques to probably get the game to play better on it.
And they have more IPs.
So I mean,
And they actually have games.
Yeah, they have,
but I'm
have
saying
a lot
as
of
far
IPs.
as if you put the same thing on the same thing,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
there's two different ways of doing it, but I think that the
they're talking about
PlayStation has
multi-platform.
more shortcut ways to make something run better.
Yeah.
Until obviously they figure out how to do it on the Xbox. So just like how the last systems came out and they weren't, what happened?
Big Chalk said haters.
Just like
Haters. No, man.
when the Xbox One came out and the PlayStation 4 came out, and they were like, "Oh, this runs at this resolution, this," and then after a while, everything ran the same. So once people get used to the technology in it, they can get everything to run pretty much the same.
Yeah, man.
and they're using the same AMD processors, so
Right.
it's not that much of a difference. There is some memory difference in it,
Yeah.
but we'll see what impact that actually.
But
does.
Chalk, you gotta show us more than Halo, man. Show us something more
Well,
than
the-
Halo.
No, I know we like to joke around and
To be honest, I want them all to do good.
Yes.
Competition is always awesome for every
Exactly.
system.
That-
I want
well-
every company to do good.
That's
let's
what I
jump
was gonna
into
say.
let's jump into Halo,
Okay.
and then we can shoot everybody. No. But listen,
Oh, I was going to say something.
the thing
but go
is,
ahead.
that's their exclusive on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be available to play on the Xbox One also.
Yes.
So, is it a necessity to buy the Xbox Series X right away? No.
No.
From the way that they're doing it, they just want it to be a more powerful box for when people do want to buy it and upgrade their system that they have now, that you
Well-
can play it better. Because
Do they get it free?
what?
If they get it for the Xbox One, they want, and they eventually get the
The way
Series
that
X?
the way that they have it situated, I believe that the
Yes.
games that you buy are going to be able to be played on anything,
Multi-platform, yeah.
but it would decide what it's playing on and what it can do with it.
Wait, so I know PlayStation 4, right?
Hmm.
They have multi-platform games. Like,
well, let's say
They have,
let's say
uh,
Uncharted or whatever. It's not going to be that way because Uncharted came out for PS3, and then you had
No,
to make
no,
it over again to play it on.
no, I'm
the
talking
PS4.
about...
But what Xbox is doing is this one title, from what I've read, it's
Okay.
one title you buy, you put it in the box, whichever one it is, it's going to play the game.
all right,
Now,
well,
is it going to play it to the top extent? No, unless you put it in the Xbox Series X.
okay, the similar thing to that
Hmm.
is cross-play with Sony. And,
Yeah.
No, it's the same shit because
Digital,
there's all right,
Digital.
I have a bunch of digital, of course, because
because you can't put the disc in. Yeah, obviously.
it's the same shit. It's the same shit
It's the same
because it has to be. It's the same thing. But yeah,
They gave you accessibility to
Sony
play it on the
has-
Vita
Sony
and the
has
PlayStation 4.
crossplay
And
with the
3.
Vita and the PS4, and
3 when it was
I
relevant.
actually have, and also the 3, depending on the game.
When it was relevant, yeah.
Depends on the game. Now I have a few games that I own that I bought once
Mm-hmm.
that I can play and download and play on the PlayStation 3
Right.
and the Vita, and I also have it on the PS4.
Yep.
There's some games that I bought on the PS3 digitally that I can play on the Vita and on the PS4. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's nothing new, but it's a cool thing to have. It's a cool feature.
But what they're focusing on.
Now with like what I was gonna to
go ahead.
continue, I was gonna say with Microsoft, the thing about them is they're a software company.
They're focused on service.
They're focused on service, exactly. And the biggest thing, their biggest seller is PC. They have their Microsoft Windows. They have their fucking.
But they
that's
want
the
you to
biggest
get
seller.
Game Pass on all of it.
Exactly.
All of it.
Well, they started it with with Xbox One when they released all their fucking games are released on the fucking PC. Like, so if you buy a game on the Xbox One, you can play it on your PC. You know, if you have a weak PC, well, you got an Xbox One, so you could play it there. But if you have a PC, you can get the game on the freaking PC. So there's really no reason to get an Xbox One. But if you have a PC, you're still in the game. And to them, they win either way because, you know what I mean? Like
They would
they're a
rather you
software
pay.
company.
They'd rather you pay
Yeah.
monthly for Game Pass
Yes.
for all these systems rather
Yes.
than wait for one of their titles to come out and pay double
Exactly.
for just that title.
Exactly.
They would rather have you pay each month so they don't have to come out with an exclusive every month.
The Netflix
But
business model.
what they
Yeah.
did announce, which was cool, was their backwards compatibility
Yes.
for all systems
That's awesome.
is
Yeah.
much better than what PlayStation said.
Yeah.
What they meant was something different. So
Wait,
Yeah.
what is? Because I recently
Alright.
looked into that. What is PlayStation's backwards compatibility?
I'll
What is
say
it?
this: the only thing that Sony focused on with their backwards compatibility is with PS4.
4.
They didn't go to 3. Now, you just said before in the news that you started playing God of War series,
yeah.
you know, and that's only available, by the way, on the PS3. You cannot play that on the PS4. They've never fucking. Actually, the only way you can play it on the PS4
might be
you have to-
digital.
you have to get it individually, each game, but it's through with their
The
streaming
PlayStation
service,
Now?
the PlayStation Now. That's the only way you can play it on the PS4. As of now, they don't have any plans on from the conference and from what they've shown. They don't have any plans on releasing any backwards compatibility beyond 4, like before that.
Just 4.
They didn't
Just for-
clarify it. What
Well,
they did.
I read an interview on Kotaku where they actually interviewed a few of the key like engineers or whatever from from PS4 5 or whatever for the next gen, and they brought up they're like, oh, I see that from the GDC. They said, I see that you've mentioned that PS4 was backwards compatible with PS4. That's great, but what about PS3? What about, and they fucking laughed at
Well,
that.
listen,
So-
I'll tell you why.
and
From what I know, the cell processor is very hard to make. Like, you
Yes.
can't emulate that very easily.
Agreed.
PS3 is very, very hard to make another system without putting a PS3 in your system.
agreed.
That's why PS3 would probably not be easily ported onto there. The PS1 and the PS2, that can be emulated pretty easily in that system. So it wouldn't surprise me if they said that was capable of doing so in there, especially for the price they're asking for this thing, probably,
Right.
what they didn't say yet. But if it's up there,
Right.
better have that compatibility. But they did say PS4 games are going to be backwards compatible, but they didn't say 100% backwards compatible. And they said that they will
This
be.
is select titles, right?
Right.
But this is what the thing is. They're testing the titles. They don't know how many exactly, so they can't say the name. It's going to be, there's like 4,000, 7,000 titles for it.
Right.
They're going to have a majority of those running on it.
Right.
But they can't say all, because if you pick one that doesn't work,
Right.
then you can sue them.
Well, the same thing
But
with
they said they're focusing on
yeah.
the top 100 games that were released first and foremost. So they're most popular, and everybody's like, oh, this is going to be a bunch of Maddens and a bunch of Call of Duty. But, which in general, it'll be, and FIFA.
Right.
But, you know, they're focusing on the bigger titles first to make sure those work 100%, and then all the scattered titles underneath those will probably run under the same
The Barbie
circumstance.
games.
I was
Yeah.
Well,
But that's what they announced, and
Yeah,
that's why
right.
people were like, how come you didn't announce full backwards compatibility?
well, here's the thing.
And they didn't just say 100 games.
Well, here's the thing. If like the games that came out for PS4, they came out with remasters, right? For PS4, God of War 3 remastered is on the PS4. Uncharted Collection, all the Uncharted games you played
Yeah.
is on the PS4.
Yes.
Those are PS3 games, except for 4, obviously. But those are all 3 games. They came out on PS3. That's also on PS4. So if they were smart, they would take all those collections and all those remasters that were re-released or definitive editions. Devil May Cry also ported to the fucking.
Most of it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was made on the PS4.
What about Jack and Daxter, though?
all that shit? Made it. Well, obviously the ones before that, they didn't come out with a collection or anything like that. Like I have it.
They came out a lot. They
I
came
have
out with a
them.
lot
I
of
have
them.
them on PS3, but they've never released one, which they should fucking do that. They should release.
But they'd have to redo them. And is it worth them to redo it?
Well, that's the thing though. But the system sellers, God of War,
Yeah. No,
System
they're
seller.
available.
Devil May Cry, system
Xbox
seller.
got some system sellers.
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Come on, Shark. Where you at, Shark?
So-
What they got?
No, but
So
if they were smart, they would do the collections like that. That would they have to focus on that shit because that's also available on PS3.
Collections would do good.
Definitely, they
Collections
have
would
to
do
focus on that
Well,
if they're smart.
we don't know what the backwards compatibility is actually going
But
to
we
be.
don't.
We're still waiting on the thing for it. But let's talk about when these systems are actually going to come out. So there's a problem with them and their release dates right now, obviously, because everything is pushed back.
fucking pushed back.
Everything's pushed back because manufacturing in China has been pushed back at least
Everything.
2 months. So when these systems are supposed to be made, because they're supposed to be out in November-ish of this year,
Might be next year.
They're
I say
supposed
push it
to. They
back.
were supposed to be made now.
Yeah, it
like
might
so,
be next
production is
year.
supposed to
It's
make
not being
millions
made
of these now.
It's not being made now. No.
Xbox says that they are fine. They have the systems. Like they've already gave out the actual system to people. They already have it in hand.
I've seen
They
that.
desperate.
I've seen that they've done that.
They've broken it apart. They've showed you everything inside
I've
of it.
seen that, but I think that I don't know, man.
Listen, they said they can release it. Will they do it at the same date? Who knows? But depends on how much of that was actually going to sell. Like we said, they're not focused on selling the actual system as hard. They're not doing it as hard as Sony. So if they just bring it out and say they have 1 million available for the world or
They
whatever,
also have more money than
and then they
Sony.
can wait, bring out the rest when time be. But they'll still beat out Sony for the release because Sony is not ready yet. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
They do not have the systems to give out to people.
Well, we don't even know what the fucking thing looks like. We don't
Exactly.
They've been quiet. They've
We
been
don't even
real
have a
quiet.
controller. We don't even know anything.
But
other
obviously,
than the specs and
you
the
want to
fucking
do
logo.
you want to do a worldwide release
Yeah.
when you want to do this stuff. You
Yes.
want to have Europe. You want to have US. You want to have, Japan. You want to have at least those three. I mean, that's not worldwide, but you at least want those three to be ready with a bunch of consoles to sell out.
Right.
If you only have enough for, say, Japan and US, and have to push something back for UK,
Right.
that's a possible thing too. But they're not going to sell what they wanted to right away, so they can still do it if they can get into production within the next 2 months.
I don't think it should be a race though.
There's a lot of planning.
This is like chess right now, right?
I know, but
They
Xbox
don't have
will
the-
beat them. Xbox will beat them to market.
If they're trying to race them, yes.
They'll beat them to market.
If they're trying to race, yes.
But
They
they're
will.
not a threat.
However,
They're not a threat.
they have the IPs, right? Like we're talking about. Remember, we were talking about VR before. We're talking about
They're
system
gonna have
sellers.
to worry
right?
about the Dreamcast too soon.
No, but we're talking about system sellers, right?
Yep.
System sellers. Sony has a lot of IPs
Listen,
that
all
are
they
system
need-
sellers. God of War.
They ain't ready though.
Chalk
They ain't ready though.
played God of War.
All they need is Halo.
Spider-Man.
For Xbox, all they need is Halo.
Spider-Man. Chalk, who's not even a Sony fan.
No, I know. They
bought
have the
system
titles.
He bought
Listen,
the fucking.
there's
exclusive
not one
system.
person out there that just owns an Xbox system. All right, you have to have other ones. You have to.
Listen though, but as far as exclusivity, if you're a Halo fan and they only have Halo for Xbox, you're gonna buy the Xbox.
Yeah,
Sony right now,
that's fine.
as many titles as they have,
Mm-hmm.
none of them are rumored to be out for the system right now. You haven't heard anything about anything
And
except for what was it, Horizon
Yeah, but
2.
they said
That was the only thing that they might have. Like, hey, we got this ready right now.
Yeah, and for that reason, I say Sony. If they want to play, if you guys want to play it smart, man, listen.
They're gonna miss Christmas.
Miss Christmas.
I think
let
it's gonna be a lot of missing Christmas.
Santa's gonna be sad, man.
let Microsoft get that.
But the Switch is out.
Take your time, bro. There's
Well,
no.
that's-
It's not a race. Take your time with it.
Switch is gonna be banking.
Listen, the fact that the Switch did as well as it did when it came out, that came out in what, March, right?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
That wasn't a Christmas release.
No,
So
it
it
wasn't.
goes to show you can wait 2 months.
But that was
after.
like a soft launch. It wasn't really like
But
an
it's so,
official
like,
one. But again,
hotcakes.
that was smart though.
But that means that you can do it.
Yes.
That means you can come out in March.
Yeah.
Nintendo can.
So Sony.
As long as you're not Sega, you can come out when you want. basically.
Yes. Well, they were from the get go, from the longest time.
Wow.
They were already not going to be at E3.
No.
We knew that,
No.
right? So we already know that they were going to beat like to their own drum. They were like, all right, we're going to do our own shit.
But do you think
They
should?
shouldn't. Now, this is my opinion.
Mm.
They should not compete with Xbox as far as releasing because, like you said, they already have the system done already.
There's no need to.
They don't have. They shouldn't compete with them.
It'll be
They
interesting.
shouldn't compete with them.
It'll
They
be
shouldn't.
interesting.
They shouldn't. They should do like Nintendo, like you said, coming out. in
Nintendo
March.
says they never come out and compete with anyone, but yet
Exactly.
they win.
But
they win
Sony,
the whole time.
Sony should.
They're in the
Sony,
league of their own. That's why.
Listen, Sony came out with a state of play, right? Nintendo has a direct.
Mhm.
Hey, listen, it seems like they're learning something from.
They
fucking
need a
another
damn
company.
state of play now.
Yeah.
So they need one now. Everyone's
Well-
home.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
it.
I think they should wait.
If they announce something during this period, that
No,
would
they
be
shouldn't.
that would be astronomical.
If they, if
I
they,
don't think
Announce.
they should.
if they
Announce.
don't, you know they're not ready.
Exactly.
You know they're not ready.
But if everyone's home waiting and waiting online,
Right.
and they're bored out of their mind, and you come out with some shit like, "Here's what the PlayStation 5
Well,
looks
right
like,"
now, I don't think anything's gonna fucking. It's like
But
right
I
now,
mean, like I
at this
said, do you
point in
think-
time, I don't think. I
like I
don't
said, from what the structure is right now,
Mm.
it doesn't seem like these systems are going to come out this year.
know. No.
As much as people want them to, and as much as people want Christmas to mean something with these systems and all that,
Yeah.
it's very highly possible that it won't be out, at least to what they plan it to be.
Just get a Switch or
It
an
just
Amico.
looks like
You'll be all
that.
right.
We don't know what the future holds, but it appears to be like it's not going to happen this year.
Listen, all they got to do is make 10, 10, 20 work for Amico, and we're happy. That's the system.
Let's get a Switch or an Amico. You good, man?
Switch, listen, the Switch you can't even get right now.
No.
No, sold out everywhere.
What?
They're selling for $500 online.
It's that damn Animal Crossing.
They're
man.
killing you.
That damn Animal Crossing.
They're like, they probably bought them online. Like, listen, you want it? $500. $500.
Telling you, man.
Yeah.
Scalping.
Yeah, they're so I know this is not like related to the topic, but like I'm just like beyond blown away with how the Switch came out, just like guns blazing. Like that, like their shit has just worked so well. Each like franchise title has been like selling retardedly insane. Like,
Well-
they've been really, really killing it.
What that means is people are still willing to spend money on new stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, and I was going to mention it during the news, and I just remembered it now. I don't know
All right,
why.
that's it for the show, y'all.
That's it. That's all we got for now. No, but real quick, I was gonna say as far as like exclusive stuff that's like hard to play. This is going with the last news where we were talking about the VR Half-Life, Alyx, and
Alex?
Alyx.
A-list? Nah.
He said A-list.
Alyx. That's the name. Oh, well, Alyx. Oh, whatever. Anyway, making it VR or whatever, and Nintendo had a game that had a peripheral that was made the only way you can play this fucking game, and it's a Ring Fit Adventure.
Yep. Sold out.
And that shit is
Ridiculous.
sold out like a motherfucker. I looked online just for the hell of it.
I wanted
looked
to get it.
online. I looked online
This is
because I have a
ridiculous.
friend of mine, and she wanted
killing
to
it.
fucking get this game.
It's hard
She's
to get right
telling-
now.
She was asking me about it because she just got a Switch like a few months ago. She's like, I want to know. Like, she's like, She's like, now that I'm home,
Might as well do something.
she's
gotta
like, I'm
wait
stuck
until
at
they-
home and my gym membership is fucking closed.
You got to wait till they can actually
And she's
manufacture
like,
the game.
That's
heard
crazy.
She's like, I heard about this game, and she's like, this is the perfect game. She's like, I looked on Amazon, and that shit it's like $100 fucking dollars, man.
That's cheap for it. It's 80 regular. So if you find it for 100, better pick it up.
Dude.
'Cause you ain't getting it otherwise.
That shit is crazy. And then they got scalpers and motherfuckers that are buying the shit that own it. that
I
are
saw
trying
a
to,
ton at work. And I was like, man, I
Oh
should
my
pick one up.
God, man.
Shit's gone.
Nah, man. And listen,
Everything's selling for them. Everything.
everything. Man.
Well, that took off because it actually makes you work out. Like you
Yeah,
get
no,
sweaty.
that-
you get
I
I saw the
sweaty
dudes from
playing that.
WWE dying.
Yeah.
I've seen reviews.
And I was
of
like, I should pick that damn thing up because it could probably make me move a little bit.
it. Nah, it looks good, man. But
Yeah. When I can get a hold of it.
yeah.
So, hey, whenever these things, listen, everybody's saving money because all this stuff is coming. We don't know when.
Yeah, we don't know.
But you're gonna have to, it's hard to save money right now. So
yeah, well,
That's
right
very
now,
hard.
nothing is certain right now.
Yeah.
With money, with
Exactly.
anything, with income.
just
with
worry
dream-
about
with nothing is
making
certain.
it. Just worry about making it to these next consoles, and we'll be all right.
Yes.
And then when that Dreamcast 2 comes out, we could be like, yo, man, we called that shit. Here we go.
So, anything else you want to add?
So that's actually the way better. That was actually the best way to end this shit too. That was actually the best.
Chase reaction.
For anybody out there listening to the podcast and you haven't seen it, you got to watch this video because holy
Nah,
shit,
man.
our reaction was like, what the fuck is going on, man?
That was worth
But
it. Man. That was worth it.
yeah, no, I don't have anything else to add. Anyone else here?
In the chat, in the comments, if y'all want to leave some comments
Let us know
about
what you think.
how y'all feel about these systems, let us know if they're exciting, if they're not. Any titles you expect from them, what they
Or
have
what
to
you're
do.
willing to spend for them.
Yeah.
What are you willing to spend?
or
That's
what
what
do
I
they have
wanna
to do to get you to buy it?
Yeah.
Do you want them to release this year? Do you want them to like just hold off and just wait
mu-
until it's ready? Until it's ready.
How much are you guys willing to spend?
Oh, willing to spend? Oh shit.
For a PS5.
Well,
Top would be 6. Not going past that.
I
It's
wouldn't
high- it's
go
high.
near that. I
What
wouldn't
about
go down
Xbox?
That's the top I would sell. I
Six?
would buy the new systems
there. For both, for either system.
Would I
both
do
six?
it? I probably wouldn't do it unless there's something
Hell no.
like I need to do it for. But
Nah.
if it's above that price, no.
Listen, if I,
$599.
if I want to get a fucking VR headset for $1,000, which is insane,
PS5, what you paying?
I would pay $400.
4?
I think it's fair.
Because wasn't the Xbox the One X, wasn't that $499, $599? That was $599. I think it was.
Was it?
Was it? Or $499. It was $499.
That's still too much.
So I bought
wouldn't
that.
pay that.
I bought that
And
day
that's why-
one.
and that's why I don't know.
So you're 400. You're waiting on 400.
400, yeah.
400. Okay.
And you know what? If it releases more than that, I'm not getting it day one.
Right.
That's what that means.
I
That
probably
means I'm
wouldn't
gonna
get it day one anyway. I probably wouldn't get
No,
a day one anyway.
well,
Right now,
that's
they
my
haven't done
price.
anything. They haven't done anything for me to buy it right now.
That's like when you go to a casino and you're like, how much are you willing to fucking lose? I'm gonna walk away.
$20.
I'm gonna walk away at this price. So that's what it is for me right now.
So
Especially
over
at this
500,
time.
you would not do it.
Over, fuck no, hell no. Over 400, I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
400.
Well, I mean, you got
is
your
the
Xbox
cap.
for $100.
Because you got to think. Well, you got to think 400, right, for the console. Then you got to buy a game.
Now you don't have to buy
You know what I
anything.
mean? Like,
Wow.
You can play all- you
It's
can
just
play
gonna
all
be-
your
It's going to be a
stuff.
door stopper. 500 door stopper.
No, that's the thing
just
about
to
these
have
systems.
it. All right.
That's
I'm
the
looking
thing.
at it.
That's the
Yeah.
thing about these systems. You don't have to buy new games for it yet.
But just play demos for.
No, you play your stuff.
Nah, fuck that. Play your stuff on your shit that you have that plays them now.
Exactly.
You can.
I got.
I'm
an
just
Xbox.
saying. You
No,
don't
I got
have
a
to.
360.
If
You
someone,
still have-
I got a
if someone were
PS4.
to spend $500, $600 to play a game that they could already play, shame
Right.
on them.
Yeah. No.
Listen, you
That is
have,
dumb.
The
Yeah,
thing about
it
these
is dumb.
systems
Dumb.
is the thing
It is
about
dumb.
these systems is you can play your own collection still on them. So
Well, I
But
have
to
my
buy,
own-
spend $500, $600
I wouldn't
for
say
that.
just for that, but you
No,
can
I'm
play
saying,
them
but
all.
that would be stupid.
It's not a selling point for me. I understand the all right. I understand the people that are getting into it that don't have the other systems or have never played other games or whatever from other systems.
But who's
I
to say
understand
you
that,
won't sell your
but I'm
system?
not.
And it would be $300, $200, whatever.
No, that's not going to happen.
If you sold your system, I'm saying if they had something, you
Sell
wanted,
your
listen,
system for like 100.
Listen,
listen,
I bought.
well, yeah, that's
That's all you gotta sell for.
Well, I bought the PS3 late.
Yeah, you had that
late in
little-
the cycle.
you had that
like I got the
ugly-ass
PS3. I bought the PS3 super slim. Like
Yep.
that was like right when that was available. I bought that.
That thing's like hollow. There's nothing
Dude.
in that thing.
I like it.
That
I
thing,
like
you take
it.
the door off it. I was like, what the fuck? This is missing
No,
the top.
it's a cheaply made fucking system. But I like the system. And
I
the
ain't
fact
gonna
that-
front. I didn't know how to turn the game on. I was like, what do I do? I don't know.
I never
Oh,
seen
this
that one.
moves?
I never saw that thing.
yeah.
Oh,
How do you get this shit out of here?
Yeah,
there's no button or nothing.
I had no idea what to
But you
do.
know what though? It's a mechanical.
Took me 5 minutes to turn that game on.
I'm like,
not even gonna
oh
lie.
no, you just use the controller.
I
Just hit
felt
the
I
button on
felt
the controller.
old as shit.
But anyway, that system, I still have it. I'm not selling it. I don't want to get rid of it because there's still games I play on it.
But if they had a trade-in.
Nope.
At GameStop, you know, it's the store that sells games.
Damn.
If you go into there and they say, I'll give you $250, yeah, obviously it's not the greatest deal. But if they said, I'll give you $250 for your PS4, and then you could pay $250.
Oh, PS3, you mean?
PS4. This is the current
I'm
system.
talking about PS3.
I know. I'm saying they ain't give me shit for that. But if they said as a trade in
gonna give you
deal,
shit for that.
if they said as a trade in deal, they give you $250 for your system. You pay $250, you get the other system. Feasible. Plus, you still got your
Oh,
system.
PS4?
Yeah.
It would
Plus,
make-
you still got a PS4 when you buy the system. You're not losing
You
your
could, you
PS4.
could play all the
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise-
hopefully all the titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise
Oh,
you'd be
that's 100
losing.
titles.
Yeah, it has to be. It
I
has to
hope
be all
it
the titles
is.
that you own.
I have to hope that.
Yeah, I hope all those titles
So
are
I'm saying,
alive.
that would be
Shit's on
a
there.
decent enough way to try and transfer people out of the system.
If
they
that's
have
the
now.
case.
If
That's the
you
case.
had the money and you were gonna buy it,
But like some Beardy to Love said.
Somebody love.
you stop that.
But like he said, there's no. If the only way I'm getting into this shit is if it plays all my stuff.
We gotta find out.
All of it,
We gotta find out.
even his
Has to play
Barbie
all of it.
game.
They need to
Has to
do
play
these
all of it.
announcements. June can't get here soon
Has to
enough.
play it.
They better do this in June, damn it. They better still do announcements in June.
Yeah, but a lot of people are waiting on a lot of shit.
I
right
know.
now.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
It's fucked up.
Sony's been in the dark for a long fucking time.
Everybody announced everything this week.
Yeah.
We're all home. Come on,
Yeah, yeah.
just do
Something,
it. Just do it.
please,
Just do it.
Yeah.
Make this worth it.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments, man. Also, if you've subscribed to us, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We thank you so much. If you haven't and you're watching this for the first time, what the heck is wrong with you, man? Hit that button. Subscribe
help?
to that channel.
Whoa.
You said helk.
Hell,
What the hell is wrong with you?
well, I was trying. Yeah, that wasn't a curse, right? That was a
It's a
That
new
was
word.
that's an Elvin curse.
that was a what the hell?
What the hell is wrong with you?
What the hell?
Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Watch.
Tell
the show.
everybody. No, for real. Seriously. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell.
Hell the bell.
Hit the bell.
Yo,
Notification. I'm gonna do this in this voice the whole time.
I
Hit
can't
the
talk
bell
no more.
notification. Hit that bell notification
Well,
so you don't miss any episode. And I don't know why I'm talking like this, but you gotta hit that subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment so you don't miss any of our stuff. And we're gonna subscribe to you
We also have a lot of giveaways. We got a giveaway coming up soon. We got a giveaway coming up soon.
Wait, you can't just jump back into it.
I'm going right back into it because, that's just what I do. That's how I do it, baby. That's how I do it, baby. I go right back into it because you got to subscribe to all. Follow us on all our social media. That's how we do it.
Also, check out the podcast.
Yes.
Live streaming on Twitch,
Yes.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes.
We got crazy guests, crazy giveaways coming up.
And Crazy Al.
And we got Crazy Al.
Crazy Al.
You never know what's going to happen.
LG857.
You do the whole next show with that.
That's how I'm going to do the
Please
intro.
do the entire
From
intro
now
next
on,
time. Like
you let me know what you think about this voice right here. Let me know what you think.
Oh man! Until next time, y'all.
Until next time, you guys. Thank you so much once again for
if
watching.
if
Oh boy.